trophy, Florida Panthers. Don't you dare touch that trophy. It's not the trophy you want. You did what you had to do last night. I said it. I was mocked for it. Better team, maybe breaking their will, maybe going in there and getting another win because they're at home in front of the hometown crowd. Panthers did it. They did it again. But this is one of those teams that's not satisfied. They were happy to win. Hard-fought series. Almost every single game against the Rangers, 1-goal difference, except for the first game, 3-0. And we already kind of talked about that. They were up 1-0. And then, of course, they got the own goal. Then they got the empty netter. So one real big goal. The other ones do count. So I do give them credit for that. Then the rest of the games, overtime, 1 goal. Last night, 2-1. Doesn't matter. They got it. In a series that everyone says was destined to go 7. Panthers close it out in 6 in front of the hometown crowd. Makes you feel as though maybe they're destined for just a little bit more this season. And to show you, last year, they looked like rookies. They looked like they didn't belong last year when they won the Eastern Conference Finals in a sweep, by the way, of the Carolina Hurricanes. They went there, grabbed the Prince of Wales trophy. Yay! You're not supposed to do that. This year, they ignored the trophy. That's not the one they want. They want the Stanley Cup. And they are 4 wins away on this season to having that cup come right back here to South Florida. Rats on the ice. One more time this season. Can we throw rats? Make it rain rats in South Florida. If you're not from South Florida, you happen to be on vacation or you're in town for whatever reason you're listening right now, why do people in South Florida want it to rain rats? Oh, you don't even know. It's how we celebrate championships around here, especially when it comes to the Florida Panthers, the rats. Throw those rats on the ice. Don't even know who we're playing in the finals yet. We know there's not going to be a game 7. Everyone thought that was what was going to happen. Not happening. No game 7. Took care of business last night. Whoo! What a game that was. What a series, really. It's the longest 6-game. Last year was the longest sweep ever when we swept the Carolina Hurricanes. This year seems like it's one of the longest 6-game series I've ever been a part of. Every single moment. High quality play. Panthers just too much. And now they get the winner of the Edmonton Oilers and the Dallas Stars. Those two teams, they play tonight at 8 o'clock. Edmonton leads the series 3-2. I've been saying this all along. I think Dallas is the better overall team. Now they're dealing with some injuries and some problems, but Edmonton has a little more star power. And sometimes we know in the playoffs, in these series, star power can propel you not just past that series, but to a championship. Either way, I'm not saying that I'm cocky Panthers fan because I really do truly believe this, and I'm not trying to stick my chest. I'm not trying to peacock. We don't care. We don't care if it's Edmonton. We don't care if it's the Stars. People always say, who would you rather play? Really, I don't care. And I've said that every single series in these playoffs. People have come and asked me. It doesn't matter. Would you rather get Carolina or would you rather get the Rangers? I don't care. I think the Panthers are the best team. That's why long ago, before the playoffs even began, I said, if you give me the Panthers or you give me the field, mathematically, you should probably take the field. It's just better numbers. But took the Panthers. And now, 1 series away, 4 wins away from the first Stanley Cup coming to South Florida. Stanley Cup. Lord Stanley's Cup could be right here in South Florida. I told you yesterday, I got the feeling in the pit of my stomach. And it's not because I ate a bad kind of rotten salad and some soup that was about 3 weeks old. That was a different type of feeling in my stomach. I said yesterday, I have a feeling in my stomach about tonight, meaning last night, that you know what? This team's going to prove they're really special by going out there and getting that win in 6, not 7. And now on to the finals against winnable teams that they can beat. Dallas Stars and the Edmonton Oilers. How you doing, by the way? I am Dan Day. I want to celebrate a little bit. It feels good. 2 years in a row, the Panthers back in the finals. Remember, there was like a 20-year period they hadn't won a playoff series. Then we lose our coach, Joel Quenneville. due to some questionable things. You get Andrew Burnett. You win the President's Trophy. Okay, we've turned the corner. And then Bill Zito comes in and basically doesn't blow the whole thing up, but kind of blows it up. Sorry, Andrew Burnett, you're the interim coach. We're bringing in Paul Maurice. Paul Maurice, he's coached everywhere. He's been around forever. Paul Maurice comes in and doesn't sell you the best basket of goodies. He says, and I was there for the press conference, look, there might be some growing pains. And we're not even worried about the regular season. We're worried about getting into the playoffs and making noise in the playoffs. It's one thing to be good and do nothing in the playoffs. It's another thing to be good in the playoffs. He said, so don't get upset at the beginning of my tenure if things aren't exactly peachy keen. And, to a fan base, it's, oh, come on, man. We don't feel like sitting around all season waiting. So we sit and we wait. And I'll be honest with you, it was not the easiest sit and wait that we've ever done. In fact, on this show, it was towards maybe 10 games left in Paul Maurice's first season. My cousin Vladimir and I. Vladimir will be here very soon. He's got a Bobo. Now, you said, oh, he went to the Panthers game last night. He was partying with the Panthers all night. He doesn't, and I'll introduce you to some Cajun terms because, I'm from New Orleans and I'm Cajun French. A Bobo on your head means you have got a hangover. He does not have a Bobo on his head, I don't think. Maybe he does, but he has a Bobo. He has some physical ailments that he's taking care of that's kind of slowing him down this morning. So I don't think Vlad has a Bobo on his head. I don't have a Bobo on my head. I actually had some White Claw last night. Whatever. But no Bobo on his head. Got a little Bobo. He's dealing with Bobo, and he's going to be here in just a little bit. I like the word Bobo. Vlad's got a Bobo, but he's making his way here. He's going to be joining us in a little bit. We're going to talk to him about what he experienced at that Panthers game. I know last year they went on to the Stanley Cup Finals and won a Stanley Cup Final game, Game 2. It was their first Stanley Cup Finals win ever, Finals game win. They did because they got swept the first time they went. I still think that this is the most successful already without having won. They could get swept in the finals. I'm not saying anything other than that, but I do believe this so far, and really is the most successful Panthers season in all of their 30 years of existence. Just the way they played all year long at home, on the road, what they've done in these playoffs, who they've beaten, how they've beaten people. They're not sneaking up on anybody because everyone knows that they went to the Stanley Cup Finals last year. They haven't snuck up on anybody yet. They have maintained this high, great level of play. Getting back to Paul Maurice. Basically 10 games left in the season. Very frustrated. Went on and said, Paul Maurice, you sold us a bill of goods at the beginning of the season that it might be a rocky road during the regular season, but just get us into the playoffs. You'll see we're built for the playoffs. I said, Paul Maurice, the jury is about to go deliberate. You better give us some good closing arguments. Since that moment, the Panthers have been not only one of the best teams, but one of the top 3 best teams in the National Hockey League. They went on to barely make it into the playoffs last year. And then, of course, they made their playoff run through the Eastern Conference Finals. This year, they've been straight up fantastic. Can't say anything other than that. On the road, at home, the way they play, the way they beat you. Sergei Bobrovsky was called a bum by some people for a while. He has absolutely been fantastic. Matthew Tkachuk been great. I think Jonathan Huberdeau, we can't get rid of Huberdeau. We can get rid of Uyghur. Nonetheless, make that trade. Matthew Tkachuk comes here. I was a little questioning because all he wanted to talk about is, I can wear sandals year round. And I was like, this dude's on a vacation. He's not even here to play. He proved me wrong. He's here to play. He's here to win. Heck, he might win the whole thing with Panthers this year. Those Panthers have been something special this year. They have been great, and they made me a believer for sure. It's hard to believe that you can be the top team in a professional league, in the top professional league in the world. Every once in a while you get that. That's why I said I got that feeling in my stomach. And it's not all the vegan and bad food that I eat. It is. These Panthers have me feeling as though we're on the cusp of something very, very special. We're already on something special. Anytime you make it to the Stanley Cup Finals, it's special. But we're on the cusp of something very, very, very special. Enjoy it. You got a little bit of time now. Watch the game tonight between the Edmonton Oilers and the Dallas Stars. Do some reconnaissance. You know the Panthers are going to be doing that. Didn't touch the Prince of Wales trophy last night. It was brought to them. They ignored it. It's not the trophy they wanted. They're going with tradition. They've been there, done that now. Watch out. They're the best team in hockey, and now they're an experienced best team in hockey. Watch out. Watch out to the rest of the league. Once again, my cousin Vladimir Louison, he's dealing with some physical issues. He's going to be here in just a little bit. In the meantime, it's you and I. We're kicking it. We're hanging it. I can be as weird and as crazy as I want to be. I can be as poetic and as wacky as I want to be. We're just going to roll together. Of course, you're listening to 560 WQAM if you're in the South Florida area, on the Odyssey app around the world. And of course, you can watch us on Twitch and YouTube. All you have to do is type in 560 WQAM, absolutely live. I woke up this morning. I said, "Oh, what am I going to wear?" Because, there's going to be a couple of people watching. I want to look decent. And then I worked out 5 days this week. Not working out today. 5 days this week. Going to the beach after this. So I got to stop by Jensen's Liquor Store, say hi to Don Julio, say hi to my dude Manny, and then grab a couple of drinks, head on over to the beach, maybe some Peruvian food tonight at La Corra Marina in my neighborhood. Celebrate this Panthers victory. Oh, I had it in my stomach. And now I'm kind of like the Panthers. They ain't touched the Prince of Wales trophy. I'm not saying what they're going to do in the finals. All I'm going to say is I got this feeling in my stomach that they are on the cusp of something very, very, very special. Once again, they're already on to something special, making it into the Stanley Cup Finals, but something very, very, very special. Let's get to the headlines. They're always special. Vladimir, not our own Vlad, but Vladimir Tarasenko. I guess he is kind of our Vlad. He made the eventual game-winning goal last night as the Panthers defeated the Rangers 2-1. They advance for the second year in a row to the Stanley Cup Finals and will face the winners of the Edmonton Oilers-Dallas Stars series. Those two teams play tonight at 8 with Edmonton up 3-2. Once again, as a Panthers fan, not being cocky, not being overconfident, not flexing. Doesn't matter who wins. I can see it either way being a fun, great series. Dallas, two non-traditional, quote-unquote, hockey teams going at it for a championship. Dallas has a lot going on with the Mavericks already in there, a lot of buzz around that. Edmonton Oilers, a Canadian team, hasn't won the cup in a very long time. Everyone's going to be going crazy for them. All of Canada going to be loving them, except maybe Calgary Flames. It's a long trip between Edmonton and Miami. That's going to be one of the storylines. Or South Florida, I should say, Broward County. You got Connor McDavid, Draisaitl. You got some stars on Edmonton. That's fun to watch. You got Wayne Gretzky, the great one, played for Edmonton. And you got the Florida Panthers, who a lot of people are kind of realizing the best team overall, pound for pound, in hockey. Where does people's alliance and allegiance fall? What does the media have to say? Either way, great storylines. Either way, both storylines involve our very own Florida Panthers, who, by the way, I know Vlad, once again, he was at the game. He's been at all the home games in the playoffs. And, he says, it is still kind of Madison Square Garden South. I was watching Local 10 while I was doing the Inter-Miami game. Will Manso, Clay Ferrero, my dudes right there. It's Panther fans everywhere walking around. They're panning through the crowd on ABC last night. There's Panther fans everywhere. Panther fans showed up. I'm sure there was Ranger fans. I don't doubt that. There's New York people that live down here, that come down here. There's New York fans that came down here to support their team. Kudos to them. I have nothing against the Rangers. Class team, class organization. They weren't nasty like Boston was in the previous series. They were an upstanding team. They were just not as good as the Florida Panthers. And the Florida Panthers fans, I thought, showed out last night. That's why I'm waiting for Vlad to get here. He's going to tell us all about the personal experience with his Nikes on the ground at the game. What was the feel? What was the electricity? Did he get sprayed with champagne, or did the team do what they did with the Prince of Wales trophy? No, we're not celebrating. We haven't accomplished what we want yet. I don't know. I'd like to have a few drinks, have a good time. I'm excited, though. Vlad's coming in double fisting. And when I say double fisting, I mean double coffee. He does not have a bobo in his head, I don't think. I think he just has a bobo. He's not even limping. I don't know. Nonetheless, Inter Miami got a goal from Messi, Suarez, Alba. You say, 3 from the big three. We got to get a win. No, they were playing catch-up all night. They finished 3-3 draw against St. Louis City. Saturday at 7:30 in Philadelphia. The team going to look somewhat different as Messi and most of the crew are going to be leaving for international duty. Very interesting. If you're an Inter Miami fan, not a Messi fan, an Inter Miami fan, you were cheering for Argentina to lose in the Copa America. And Uruguay too, because the sooner that they're relieved of their international duty, Messi, Uruguay, Messi, Suarez, they're coming back to the team. And I know, Dan, you just don't understand soccer. I'm not. I understand. Actually, I understand it perfectly, and that's what I'm explaining to you. If you're an Inter Miami fan, and your heart and your soul is Inter Miami, you want Argentina and Uruguay and some of the other Spain and other teams to lose very quickly in these cups. Now, whatever, it'll be fine. Inter Miami's good. They got the point last night. They really got outplayed by St. Louis. I'm not going to lie. Nonetheless, they found a way to tie. So if St. Louis gets up 1-0, then it's 1-1. 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3. Whew. They also Inter Miami got almost, at the end of the game, also had a couple of great cracks at it. Almost got it, but didn't happen. Of course, Mavericks and Celtics, they're going to face off game one of the NBA Finals. That's Thursday at 8:30. Pro Football Focus ranks Tua Tagovailoa 14th overall. Best quarterback in the NFL. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. Kings football team hosting several blue chip stars this weekend, including edge rusher from the state of Alabama, Zion Grady, and cornerback Aiden Anding. The U opens the season August 31st against Florida. The Marlins, they were blanked 7-0 yesterday by the Rangers to play again today at 1:40. Rumors are now swirling that Jesus Luzardo, our quote-unquote ace pitcher, could be traded to Baltimore. One thing that is not a rumor, Sixto Sanchez has been placed on the 15-day IL. Sixto Sanchez, not the greatest season so far this year, and maybe he's been hurt most of the year, so we hope he gets healthy. Called up one of our AAA guys to kind of help relieve the reliever. Haywood Highsmith will be a free agent this summer. Reports are that several teams are interested in his services. He averaged 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist a game last year for the Heat. Coco Gauff and Iga Swiatek, they advanced today at the French Open. Carlos Alcaraz also advancing. Sisyphus for Greece, he also advanced barely. The play continues for another week. Congratulations, Vlad. Real Madrid, Kings of Europe, defeating Borussia Dortmund 2-0. I will do that. Congratulations, you'll get Mbappe. That's awesome. No, I'm going to do that. Well, how about this? The U.S. women's national team. Yeah. The ladies, they defeated South Korea 4-0 in an international friendly to warm up for this summer's Olympics in Paris. And Tyreek Hill trending after a video tour of his mansion has been released. So Tyreek Hill just always in the news, man. Tyreek Hill. I love him until he does something crazy that makes me not love him. But right now, love him. This season, love him. 2,000 yards. Let's go. Nobody get hurt. Can I ask, is it too much to ask that no Dolphins get hurt this season? Too much. Okay, maybe someone on special teams. If someone has to get hurt, maybe like a special team or a gunner. You get hurt sometimes. You get your gunner. No, I'm saying if no one can get hurt, no one at all. But if someone has to be, then why not just make it a gunner? Somebody like a special teams person. If you have to have an injury. If you have to. I don't know. But man, we're getting ahead of ourselves. I don't know how football, man. Goodness gracious. Whoo! And we do that every year. I'm not doing that. And it's no, I don't talk. That's not me. Oh, no. I'm saying, woo, but let's soak up a little more of the Panthers' enjoyment right now. I kind of went through it, Vlad. I know you were probably listening on the way in, but I want to get your reaction. You were Nikes on the ground, swooshes on the ground, Jordans on the ground. No. We'll get to it next segment because. You're gonna prep.
No,
I'm gonna borrow your turn, Vlad. You watch Knicks games. Welcome to the effing party.
If you're watching online, Vlad's here finally. I'm glad to have you.
Yeah, first of all, 2 things. One, I
Oh,
owe you an apology.
No, you don't owe me an apology.
No, I do.
What'd you do?
Yesterday,
Are you the guy that stole that thing from my car?
you got your car somewhere?
I'm joking.
Yesterday, when you were doing your opening monologue,
Oh yeah,
you were talking about the Panthers and the Rangers. And I said that the Panthers were playing better than the Rangers, but they weren't like the dominant team or everything like that. Panthers were the better team. And I did say, if you win the series, you're the better team. They are the better team. So I owe you an apology if I snapped on you yesterday.
Well, you snap on me every Saturday.
Well, I snap on you every Saturday. But if it wasn't because of the fact of what you were saying, it was the words that you were saying. The Panthers were outplaying them, but I didn't think they were more dominant than them. But yesterday was a dominant game. That was a dominant 2-1. it felt, even though it was 2-0, because Igor is just ridiculously good.
Man, I saw him make some crazy saves in the first 2
But-
periods.
But it was just like, it's almost felt like once the Panthers scored that goal,
It was
the
over.
first goal was over.
It was over.
And second, it sucks being old. I busted my ass this morning, and bro, I'm in excruciating pain.
Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna help you put band-aids on him, Bobo. When we come back, you're gonna tell us about having a Bobo. Did you hear a Bobo on your head is different from a Bobo? You don't have a Bobo on your head, do you?
No, I don't have I fell on my back.
Okay, well, Bobo
My
on your head.
spinal.
A Bobo on your head is a Cajun term for being hungover. And you were out at the elbow room last night with the Panthers.
No, bro. I was none of that.
So what we need to do is we need to find out about your little Bobo, how you hurt yourself, and then I want to hear about what the atmosphere and what it was like to be at Amerant Bank Arena from Jordan's on the ground, my own cousin, Vlad, next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
Hurry.
What a series. What a game. What a season so far, but yet a lot of work to still be done for our Florida Panthers. Woo, they have delivered this season with the highest of expectations already on them, and Vladimir Lusa has been along for all the home games this postseason. He had himself a night last night. Some of it good, some of it bad. I got to ask, did the bad have anything to do with the good, Vlad? Was there any correlation between the two?
No.
Okay.
No.
So let's start with the bad. Get the bad news out of the way. Tell us about you busting your ass.
Bro, I went to go put the trash out late last night, well, early this morning. And I'm chilling, I'm puffing. And I'm, on the phone. And I guess when I went to lean back to the wall, yeah, I didn't do what outfielders do. I didn't, have my arm out.
You didn't feel the wall.
I didn't feel the wall. Bro, I missed the wall and I busted my ass. And what made it worse, we're replacing our gutters. So, the wood part.
So you didn't just fall in dirt.
No, I didn't fall on dirt. I fell on the wood gutter parts and then fell on the dirt. And then here's the thing: when you get old now, when you fall now, you just, oh, did I hurt myself bad? Am I right? Okay. And then when you try to get up, oh, it's the longest get up ever. Yeah, it took forever.
It really is true. Up to about the age of 20, you're playing tackle football every day. You fall, it's not a big deal. Once you get like to 21 and you start getting older and older, and it sounds so simple, like, oh, I fell this weekend. Like, it's serious, man. Like, you don't recover from a fall like, oh, I fell, whatever. Like, if I were to fall today like you did, I would probably be back to normal in about a week or a week and a half. So, Vlad, you got a nice little week and a half ahead of you, most likely.
Listen, man, I'm going to rehab. I'm going to, yeah, man. This hurt, bro. Look at me, like,
rehab?
yeah, dog. I'm like, it doesn't. As you get older, the pain it's just excruciating.
What are you going through right now? Explain it to us.
Okay, my left side, the left side of my back is just in pain right now. Just like
because you fell on it.
Because I fell
into a gutter with it.
Well, yeah, I fell on it. So right now it's just like it's just pain. It's just pain in that one spot, and it's the worst part is the spot, but there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing.
Does it hurt to breathe?
No, it doesn't hurt to breathe, but it does hurt to move.
Like, yeah, put your shoes on. It's got to be just
anything that has to do with bending down, pause, or anything to.
You want to come to the beach with me after the show, man? You can go sit in the sun.
The sun is
that'll help.
That was the only thing that would help.
Well, the beer,
a hot shower helped and everything like that. But
so you're having a muscle issue. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's probably
you didn't break anything.
No, I don't think.
That's what I'm always worried when I fall or hurt myself. I always take a hot shower, and if I feel okay,
RV Richie, black doesn't crack. Even when it falls, it doesn't crack.
If you take a hot shower after you hurt yourself and you get out of the shower and you feel better, then that means it's just a muscle or a tissue issue. If you take a hot shower, and you're still in a lot of pain, you have to go to the hospital.
Broke your back.
Yeah, you might have broke something.
But so that was the bad.
Let's talk about the good.
The good. Last night there was probably 97% Florida Panthers fans.
Woo!
There was a Florida Panther building last night, and tight game.
They had to be feeling it. Was it electric in there? Were they just?
It was electric. I would say the third period was electric. Once they scored that second goal, once they got the first goal, there was like, all right, cool. Because because both goalies are so good, you didn't know if that one goal was going to stand or what's going to happen. But throughout the game, you just could tell that the Rangers, it just felt like they didn't have any, like they didn't.
Maybe it's slipping away a little bit.
Not even slipping away. There was just nothing that you felt like, oh, they're going to win this game. Instead of shooting the puck at the goal, it felt like they were just shooting at the goalie just to get a deflection to go in or anything like that, just to cause some type of maybe a deflection or it hits off a skate, something. It wasn't really a planned attack. It just seemed like, hey, let me just shoot at Sergei and see that maybe a deflection might go in. They didn't have it. And then once that second goal went in, Tarasenko's goal, it was like, yeah, it's over. It's over. People started celebrating. Then they scored that goal, and I was like, 2-1, still a minute 45. But the way they've been playing defense. The Panthers and Sergei's been stopping all these shots. I felt like, an empty net goal is going to happen for the Panthers, and they win. Didn't have to. They didn't need the empty netter. They just won 2-1, and that was it. And they off to the Stanley Cup final. They were the better team. They were the best team in the Eastern Conference. They've probably been the best team in the NHL. You got the 4 best teams in the Final Four in the conference championships, but the Panthers were head and shoulders better than the Rangers, and they go to Stanley Cup final, and hopefully Edmonton wins tonight, so that game 1 is here in Sunrise.
Oh, yeah.
I know a lot of people that heard people saying, I want, even Doug was saying, I want Edmonton and Dallas to go 7. It's like,
I don't care.
It doesn't really matter. You're still playing game 1 on Saturday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they still going to have a good amount of days to rest.
Right.
So whether you finish Sunday or you finish on Tuesday, if you get 3 days off before the Stanley Cup final, that's good.
Yeah, and we saw that it actually benefited Boston to go to a game 7 earlier in the playoffs. Remember, they came in on a rhythm, and we came in cold, and we lost that game 1. So,
I don't think you want to lose a game in the Stanley. You're not trying to give up a game in the Stanley Cup final.
No, it's too much on the line now. No playing around with games and goals and anything like that. No. Let's go ahead.
So I would have understood if the series would have moved up. If Edmonton had wins today, then yeah, but no. If the series is gonna still start Saturday night,
yeah,
I would rather Edmonton win so that you can start it here in South Florida.
We're not worried about the other team. We're worried about us. That's the position we're in as a Florida Panthers team. That's how good we are. Is that they end it tonight? Cool. They ended in game 7? Cool. Doesn't matter. Come get your whooping. We'll come to you. We'll give you a whooping. We said it all year long. We've done it all year long. We're going to do it one more time. That's all I got to do. Now, Vlad, did you notice they didn't touch the Prince of Wales trophy this year?
Yeah, they did it last year and they didn't win. So, if there's one sport that's very superstitious, it's hockey.
And they didn't look like, when I say they didn't look like they belonged, they looked like they had never been there before last year. This year, they look like been there, done that. We know what we're doing. Now, did you get any press after the game in the locker room? No?
Yes. Wait, say again?
No press?
Yeah, press was in the locker room. No champagne. It was nothing like that.
So
it wasn't
business as usual?
Just business as usual. They played their music. They love the 70s and Billy Joel. Casey and the Sunshine Band and Billy Joel.
Interesting.
Big and Earth, Wind and Fire.
Okay.
Yes.
But no champagne.
So which is very funny because there's not a lot of brothers in the Panthers locker room, but they got a lot of soul. They got a lot of soul. Yeah, man.
They're so good.
Yeah, man. They listen. I don't know what's going on in Finland and Sweden, but they're listening to some jazz and some funk and some Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yeah.
What was the mood in the locker room? Was it celebratory? Was it more
yeah.
Good, but
I'm gonna tell you this. It's definitely a different mood than it was after Game 3 last Sunday. But I think if you look at how the way they were talking after Game 3, they just felt like, I think to a man, they felt they were a better team. So the fact that they were down 2-1, they were in their mind felt like they should have been up 2-1, maybe 3-0. So it was more of, all right, let's limit the mistakes, play our game, and we should win. That's what they did in Game 4. Good overtime victory. And every game was close in this series. Absolutely close. They just made the plays. The experience from last year, you could tell, played a major part in this Eastern Conference final. They just looked like a team that knew what to do, when to do it, how to execute. Gustav Forsling, oh my God, what a series this man had. He had an unbelievable series. Sam Bennett was, a lot of people were down on him. And then all of a sudden, in the last 4 games, he scored 4 goals.
He was great.
Last
night they talked to him before the game. I saw that on ABC. So this team looks. So it sounds like mission not accomplished yet. They still
no, ain't no mission accomplished.
Course, you're gonna feel good. You're happy. I mean, sometimes when you get into a final, it's like, yeah, all right, and then wake up today and it's business as usual. You got to take care of the business. So, and we talked about it. You weren't here, Vlad, but we talked about this plenty of times before. But just to let everybody remind everybody, Bill Zito has just had the magic touch. Remember, Joel Quenneville, no longer with the team for his own reasons. We're not going to get into that. They put in Andrew Burnett as the interim coach. The team goes on to win the President's Trophy. They go on to win their first playoff series in 20 years. And we say, all right, we finally, we're where we want to be. Bill Zito comes in, tells Andrew Burnett, sorry, you're not our coach. Brings in Paul Maurice. Kind of controversial. A lot of people saying Paul Maurice, he's been with a lot of different teams. He's won a lot. He's lost a lot. And then Paul Maurice sells us this bill of goods. Don't judge us on the regular season. We're making it for the postseason. There's probably going to be a rocky road. And as a fan base, you don't want to go from President's Trophy and winning a playoff round to having to, quote unquote, not rebuild, but restructure and not have immediate results. And you and I were even fed up with it at points and called him out and said, you better start now because the jury's about to deliberate. And ever since we've done that, he has been fantastic. I'll even be this. I was a doubting Thomas. Game 4 last year in the Boston Bruins playoff series in the first round. I walked out of that stadium. We got our ass handed to us physically on the scoreboard, everything. I said, this is what we're building towards. I don't want it. Ever since then, they've been the best team in hockey. So Bill Zito blows it all up basically. Oh, yeah. By the way, Jonathan Huberdeau and Uyghur, they trade.
Nah, you got to give Bill Zito credit, man.
We get it. We get Matthew Tkachuk. I was even questioning Matthew Tkachuk. Stop talking about wearing sandals year round and being in the fun of the sun. Start talking more about hockey. He didn't have to talk about anything. He just went out there and played. And then Sergei Bobrovsky, let's say for a while, people called him a bum.
First of all,
They called him a bum, Vlad.
First of all, I don't understand how they call my boy the bum.
Back in the no, I'm not talking. I'm going to say back in the day when he first came here, he didn't live up to a lot of people's expectations.
I mean, yeah, and then now
There's been times when he was pulled.
Yes, 3 years ago,
Couple
3
times.
seasons.
I mean, last year he had some issues.
And then
Now he plays every day, unless it's a back-to-back.
it's Bob.
Yep. Only time Stolarz plays is when it's a back-to-back.
I realized something. The positioning that I do to get Bob post-game interview, it's like Bob in front of the net.
So you're comparing yourself to Sergei Bobrovsky.
When it's coming to get down next to Bob, Bob is the smallest guy, but let me tell you, nobody's allowed to be near him. It's like he's like the golden child. Like nobody's allowed near Sergei, except for one guy. Me.
Have you ever seen him do his kicks? That dude is flexible.
Well, yeah, of course. But yes, he is he's very skilled, and you wouldn't realize that man and with his size is doing these things with 120 mile per hour pucks coming directly at him.
It's so funny. He looks huge in those pads.
He looks like the biggest guy in the world. By the way, let me tell you this: there was one play where the puck was behind him. He didn't notice it.
Oh,
man!
So the
that was
ricochets and comes back behind. He doesn't know.
Yeah, I would say there was 19,378 people and many media credentialed members that were like, "Oh, that was probably the one woo."
What do we say?
Woo moment of the game.
To win a championship,
you need luck.
You need a little bit of luck. He had no idea where that puck was, and if he would have kicked his skate a little further, like he kind of wanted to, he'd have knocked that puck right back in, and that would have made the game 1-0 Rangers at that time. Am I correct? Or would it have made it 1-1? I was busy doing the.
It would have been 1-1. It would have been 1-1, 2-1, or whatever. It was a low scoring game. So
no, it was earlier in the game.
So it would have been 1-1.
1-1. Okay. Yeah. So it would have been 1-1. And who knows what would have happened. But once again, you got to be good. You got to be lucky. Found our way through it. That's how you do it. Up next, we're going to see what the internet, what social media is saying about our very own Panthers. A little hashtag what's trending Florida Panthers edition here on 560 WQAM. We are proceeding to have a Panthers party today, celebrating the Florida Panthers making it back to the Stanley Cup Finals. Is everybody else in South Florida celebrating? Is everybody else on the internet celebrating? We're about to find out as we do a little hashtag what's trending at Vlad2078 at Dan Day Radio, taking it to X.com. Florida Panthers, simply put, we are back-to-back Eastern Conference champs. They have a picture that says Eastern Conference champions and all the Panthers in that picture. Also, Florida Panthers at FLA Panthers, they tweet out, the Rats own New York. And it's a picture of a rat standing over an apple in New York City with a scratch on the apple. Our jungle now. Tampa Bay Lightning scratched him out. Boston Bruins scratched him out. New York Rangers scratched them out. Florida Panthers also put the Prince of Wales trophy is ours once again, although no one's touching it. Vlad, you might have had a better chance to touch it last night than some of the players.
I did.
Oh, you did touch it?
I touched it last year.
Oh, so you didn't touch it this year?
Hell no.
You're in playoff mode?
I'm always in playoff.
BR Open Ice at BR_Open Ice. I like this one. Panthers really had to go through the murderer's row of goaltending to win the East.
2 out of 3. But I'll give credit to that Boston goalie. But to go against
Swayman was great.
Yeah, he's all right. He's no Vaselli.
Whoa.
He's no Vaselli or Igor.
Whoa, his percentages were through the roof on stops.
He's no Vaselli or Igor.
He got peppered the whole series.
He's no Vaselli or Igor.
Andrei Vasilevsky.
He's not Vaselli or Igor. He's not. He's nice.
Swayman's
all right. But you
Igor
knew
Shashinsky?
You knew in that series you had the advantage at goaltending.
But the numbers actually favored Swayman. I looked at the numbers. You can pull them up. The numbers actually, he had better numbers than
who?
Than Sergei Bobrovsky. Yes.
Please.
Percentage stopping. Yes. I mean, he was peppered more. But yes, no, he did. But the number that counts is who wins.
Look, they beat Vaselli. They beat Igor.
And now Swayman.
Nobody gives a rat's ass about Swayman,
man. Apparently last night they got video of Matthew Tkachuk yelling, "Never a doubt." He yells out, "Never a doubt." I'm not going to say there was never a doubt, right?
Well, South Florida is trending sports-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Beatingthebookie.com. This man is the king of South Florida. Haven't seen a star like him since prime Dwayne Tyrone Wade. That's Matthew Tkachuk.
That's strong.
Julie Brown. I have lived in South Florida for almost 20 years. I'm pretty sure, I've never seen so much fun and excitement with the Florida Panthers. Yeah, bro. People just happy. Hockey Town. The beauty of the Florida Panthers winning over South Florida is a sight to behold. Be grateful for it all, Cats fans.
Sports Center is tweeting out a video of Barkov skating right by the Prince of Wales trophy. And instead of touching it, he kind of puts his hands out like, nope, not doing that.
Even Heat Nation, back-to-back trips to the finals for the Panthers, making South Florida proud with a picture of UD in a Florida Panther jersey banging the drums.
Greg Wyshynski, he put Panthers in 6, and he put all the other pundits and what they said was going to happen. And I'll tell you, a majority of them have Rangers in 7 or 6. Couple people have Panthers in 7 and 6, but mostly a whole lot of Rangers in 7 and 6. It's one of those series. If you'd have told me that one of these teams was going to win in 6, I would have told you the only.
I would be shocked.
I would say the only team that could do it is the Panthers.
Relax. You were down to. Yeah, this is that's when the craziness happens. This is why it gets. They were down 2-1 and they won an overtime game where they could have been down 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. It's bounces. So yes.
PK Subban, he had the Rangers.
PK Subban, but he's always been talking very highly of the Panthers.
We heard him yesterday say that the Rangers need to play a perfect game,
and he was right.
He said,
but you can tell as a former player, he could tell from the way that they're playing, the way they're acting, if they're nervous, if they're pressing, he could tell. And I think that's what happened with the Rangers.
PK Subban, he posts Florida knocks off the Rangers. Then he has Matthew Tkachuk's head superimposed on Stone Cold Steve Austin's head, and he's got the Rangers player's head superimposed on some guys he's hitting with a metal chair. And the referee is Kodak Black. I don't know how I get that.
Because quarterback's a Panther.
I know.
fan.
I'm just saying. I don't know why he decided to do that, but that's funny. That's a good way to do it. Barstool Sports giving the Panthers their flowers. The Panthers are back-to-back Eastern Conference champions. How many rats were thrown onto the ice last night, Vlad?
There was a lot. There was a lot of rats being thrown. There was they said, hey, please no projection, do not project any items onto the court. Onto the rink.
Got to throw it.
There's nothing but rats being
Do they
thrown.
really not want you to throw the rats on the ice?
They don't.
I think they're
They actually
obligated
don't.
to say that.
They actually don't.
I think everyone would be overjoyed in 4 wins from now if we could throw rats onto the ice. You know what? If I was a PA guy, do what you got to do. We can't take that away from people. I don't know. I like it. But yeah, it's mission not accomplished yet. So I don't know if last night
It
would have
can't be mission accomplished.
But
yet,
I'm
bro.
saying, like, I don't know if that would be the night that I throw rats on the ice. But then again, maybe it's the only game you're going to go to in the postseason. It's a big win, so why not throw it on there?
You gotta figure that the Panthers are gonna be the favorite in the Stanley Cup final.
Yes.
No
Well,
matter who they face.
they have been favored to win the whole thing for a couple of weeks now. So you got to figure that's going to happen. What's this? You could not live with your own failure. Where did you bring me to? Oh, some meme. They got all types of memes. It's all types of crazy memes. But even TSN, which is basically Canada's ESPN, they're giving the Panthers headed back to the Stanley Cup Finals. Congratulations. Yeah, there's nothing more you can do than tip your hat to. Both teams were great.
In the South Florida coaching hierarchy, is Paul Maurice number 1? I can tell you who number 4 is.
Current coaches?
Yeah, number 4 is not his fault.
Not his fault.
Yeah, it's not Skip's fault, man. Skip is he's
Skip
a lame up manager. You know what I mean? It's not his fault.
So
he's automatic number 4.
I would say
So
Eric
between Spo, Mikey Fit, and Paul Maurice.
No. It's definitely Spo.
Is it Spo still?
Yeah, Spo.
One guy's got to cut. This guy's brought you to back-to-back Cup Finals over the 2 years. I'm talking about currently. I'm not talking about, what you've done in the past. I'm talking about as of today, June 2nd.
305-567-0560 or Twitch or YouTube. Let us know. I say it's Spo, Paul Maurice.
I gotta go Paul Maurice first.
Mike McDaniel.
Spo second.
Tata Martino though.
Is Tata better than Mikey Fit?
That's close.
I think Tata might move to 3. Mikey Fitz might have gone to 4.
Yeah, but Tata he's won a Leagues Cup, but he only had half a season. Man,
he won a title.
I know his whole resume, like he's been kind of crappy at Barcelona.
He won a title. He brought a cup. He brought a championship.
Yeah, that's a short.
We're talking about professionals, guys. We're talking about professional coaches. Look, Paul Maurice is really, this is all I can say about Paul Maurice. A guy, when you see him, you see a guy that's running everything. He got everybody in check. Even the media members are they're on their P's and Q's when Paul Maurice is there. So they're happy when he curses and cracks a joke, because you don't know if he's cracking a joke. So when he goes, "Come on, guys, I'm just joking," and then all the media members laugh. He's got it locked down with an iron fist, and that's what I like. Like, this is Paul Maurice's show. You all here because Paul Maurice allows you to be here, and it seems like the guys follow their coach. Paul Maurice.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's taken a while. It took a little while, and he told us he was right. He told us,
and you called him out last year.
Yeah, buy a ticket,
and
take
he responded.
The ride. He said, buy a ticket, take the ride. It's not about the beginning of the ride. It's about what's going to be coming on later on. And it's hard to believe at times, but he was absolutely right. And now this team is humming. One more quick thing. MMA fighter Kamaru Usman, did he bang the drum last night at the Panthers game?
Who banged the drums last night?
Was it Kamaru Usman? I'm seeing Kamaru Usman going crazy. And it was posted 16 hours ago. So
it might have been him. I don't remember who banged the drums last night.
Always love to see the Dolphins players get out there and do it. Ooh, Brian Monroe looks like he was at the game last night.
Monroe's everywhere, man. Shout out to BM, man.
Yeah, great like you said, great Panthers crowd last night.
No, it was an absolutely great crowd. It was like a crowd that came to see. It's like they knew what they were coming to see, and they got what they came for. They came to celebrate the Panthers reaching the Stanley Cup final, and they got that. I don't think there was a fan Like literally, I don't think there was a fan. Even Rangers fans might have. I don't think anybody thought the Panthers were losing that game last night.
Right. And I do want to say this, and maybe one of the reasons why there weren't as many Ranger fans, two reasons. Number one, why not just save your money and go to game 7 if they do win? Why pay for
No,
those
that's not that.
tickets?
It'll still be cheaper to go to game 6. I just think
No,
Panthers.
it's not
I
about
just think
money. Save the money.
I
and go
just
to
think
game
Panther
7.
fans actually
They feel it.
decided to use their tickets
Feel
instead
it.
of selling it.
Feel it.
Bro, Saturday night, 8:00, you're not really doing anything.
There's a lot to do in South Florida.
Oh, there's a lot to do. But if you're a
Feel it.
Panther fan, you're not doing
Oh,
anything
you're not
last
doing
night
anything. Feeling
other
it.
than go to the game.
Feeling it. That's what I'm talking about. Get those rats ready. I want to see rats rain in South Florida. Up next, more Panthers, more Heat, more Dolphins. We're going to get into it all here on 560 WQAM.
Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
Vamos Gatos, we are having a Panthers party. The best team in hockey, going to prove they're the best team in hockey. They did it once again last night in a very even series. They didn't even need a seventh game. They took it in 6 in front of the hometown crowd. That was hot. That was wild. That was fun. As of now, right now at this moment, South Florida is a hockey town. And there's no
That's been the talk,
Although
bro.
they're Miami, though, they doing all right.
That has been a talk of recently, like the last week or so, is that what the Panthers have done to captivate this South Florida market, and not only the local media is noticing that, but I think the national media is noticing that as well. And if you look at it, most of the big events that's happened in hockey involve South Florida, and so involve the Panthers in some way, shape, or form. Last year's 2023's NHL All-Star game was in Sunrise. Last year's Stanley Cup final, one of the participants is the team that play in Sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
This year's Stanley Cup final, one of the teams participating plays in Sunrise. So yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I think, they're garnering some lifelong fans, people that maybe weren't all that into the Panthers. They started to now get into it, and I think they're going to stay with the team through thick and thin. There are going to be the
Do you think
fans.
so?
There's everywhere. Yeah, I do think you.
And the reason why I asked you that, Kuzan, is because I'm wondering is it more people paying attention now because there's not you don't have your sister or your brother who's playing in Miami that's also occupying a lot of attention. I wanted to see that since the Panthers are the only team playing in this postseason in either basketball or hockey, would more fans start noticing and looking at the Panthers?
Right. No, but I have a lot of people that have told me, like, I was a casual fan before last year, but now I've started to really watch them this year, and I'm locked in now. I'm a true fan now. I have jumped onto this, not just bandwagon. I am, riding with this team. And it does happen because, sometimes your team is good and you start watching and you start growing your relationship with them, and you all of a sudden, through thick and thin, you're with that team. So I think they've gotten a boatload, and this is not a knock on anybody. They've gotten a boatload of fair weather fans. Every town, everywhere, every team has that. That's okay. But I do think that they had some people who were somewhat interested in the team before, but now after this past 2 years, they've really become locked in, and they have a relationship with the team now. They're locked into this relationship now. They're not casually dating the Panthers anymore. They're all the way in, and they're going to ride with them, not only during this great playoff run, hopefully great playoff years, championship years, but also when the cupboard gets a little more bare. They're still going to be there because they have developed that relationship. Like, hang in there, man. You're going to be all right. We've all come to work. Vlad's playing injured like last year. Matthew Tkachuk busted sternum. He might have busted sternum.
Oh, can you see?
Not see.
You see the discomfort of it? I'm like,
that's another. And I hate to bridge the two. The Panthers are healthier this year going into at least what we know, because they don't ever say anything. But it seems like,
oh no, they're healthy. I'm gonna tell you why.
The Panthers are healthier this year than they were last year going into the Stanley Cup Finals.
Like when you see Lomberg not dressed for a couple of games and he's out, like they're very healthy. They're a healthy team.
I know. Last year they were the walking wounded going into the finals.
But that's what the postseason is all about. But
look, the Boston Bruins said it. They said it's about being healthy. We try to hurt each other because the healthier, stronger, better teams advance further. And that give them credit. They're right about that. In hockey, they said the finesse teams don't do that well in the playoffs because it is a long marathon brawl that you have to stay healthy and strong through. And that, let's be honest, before Paul Maurice got here, give Paul Maurice his flowers, give Bill Zito their flowers. Before that, we were a finesse, soft, high-scoring team, and then we got bullied in the playoffs. Paul Maurice came and said, you know what? We're not having that anymore. We don't care about President's trophies. Actually, we don't want to win the President's trophy. We don't care about high scoring. We don't care about highlights.
Well, that's the thing. They can. That's the thing about the Panthers. Whatever game you want to play in hockey, the Florida Panthers are well equipped to play that type of game.
But they're going to be tough. They're going to be deep. They're going to be strong.
Fam, I'm looking at the lines and I'm like, Maurice is so good, bro. He can change lines and it doesn't affect the chemistry. You know?
All four lines are
great. 4 lines are legit. Absolute legit. Get the job done. They move the puck. They create scoring opportunities. They can score. They can defend. They can fortune. They did Listen, man, that is a complete team.
No,
They have, I don't know what Paul Maurice did before the season start to get this team focused, because focus, as Sergey would
I was
like to
gonna say,
say,
be careful. Don't
focus.
say it the Spanish way.
I say it the Sergey way, and that's pretty dangerous
It's close
itself.
too, yeah.
But this team was focused from training camp, bro. Like most teams, after a long postseason run, it takes them a while.
I don't
You
even
know,
know. Was there ever a point in the season where
the first 2 games of the season,
we were really down
the
on
first
the
2
team?
games of the season,
I mean, it was the first 2 games of the season.
that was it. The
Well,
first
that's what I'm
2
saying.
games of the
I
season.
don't remember a time this year being like, Panthers got to figure it out, or oh, good.
No, there was a late stretch. There was a stretch late in the year when it just like you could tell they just wanted to get the postseason going.
Well, there was a late stretch in the year for number 1. They were ready for the postseason. Number 2, they didn't want to win that trophy.
That could have been it, man. That was
They weren't the only team that was kind of doing bad.
Everybody was doing, everybody was,
What's going on with the best teams in the NHL? With
my
only, like,
dumbass team
6
was like,
games left?
let's go, let's do it. But
somebody's got to win it.
whatever. But Panthers have played so great this season. They've given you 2 years of great hockey.
This team's been awesome to watch too. And I know winning is awesome to watch, but they have been really great to watch. And even if you're a casual hockey fan and don't know all the intricacies, you watch this team, you see that the quality product is being put out on the ice night in and night out.
But I swear to you, man, goaltending, geez, man, these guys are unbelievable, bro.
Yeah.
Like when you see some of the things
I'm watching
up
TV,
front, close, when you see the things like, how that, all right, pause. You know how flexible and limber you got to be?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I can't do that.
I couldn't do that.
I don't stretch
with,
before I go to the gym.
With all
That was
those
terrible.
paddings and protections around me.
Yeah, I don't see how they do it. I can't even see the puck on TV. How do they see the puck the way they see it? It's amazing. And I've been in the arena many times. I can barely keep an eye on the puck. I don't know where it's at. I don't know where it's going. And they sit there and they just read it out and pick
It's
it
like
out.
following a roach.
Yeah, really it is. It's tough. And the thing goes all over the place. It ricochets everywhere.
Like a roach.
Unbelievable. This is when a couple of the moments this season when I knew that we were special. Like,
What was that?
you knew you're going to be good. You know that when we just kept going on the road and whooping teams, it's like, wow, we don't have to rely on home ice.
No.
And you and I said it. Come get your whooping, or we'll come to you. We said it all year long.
They're the only team that won the same amount of home games and the same amount of road games. That's
when they went into Tampa Bay and got that 9-2 whooping put on Tampa Bay. I said, whoa, this is big. And then another time that I said, whoa, watch out for this team at the trade deadline, how we got so much better.
They won 26 games at home, and they won 26 games on the road.
You know one of the guys we got during the trade deadline? I asked you about him, Vladimir Tarasenko.
Yeah, my namesake. He came through yesterday.
That's what he did. He got the eventual game-winning goal last night. Panthers defeated the Rangers 2-1. They advanced for the second year in a row to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Somebody said that during the broadcast, I would think it was probably Bill Lindsay. He predicted that Tarasenko was going to score a goal because he was due. Oh. And then 10 minutes later, he did.
Ooh, now we get the winner of the Edmonton Oilers and Dallas Stars series. They play tonight at 8. Edmonton up 3-2.
Dude, Edmonton, Alberta is going to be a madhouse tonight.
We went through the scenarios too, though. As a Panthers fan, we don't care who we play. Come get your whooping. We'll come bring it to you. But Dallas, it's fun. 2 non-traditional, hockey programs, both in the South. Both teams very good, highly rated. Dallas number 1 in the West. We're number 2 in the West, right behind the New York Rangers.
2 in the East.
I'm sorry, in the East. It's all West. We're in the Western Hemisphere. You know what I'm talking about? No, I'm joking. Of course, Edmonton,
that was a good kick save.
Trying to be like Sergey right there.
Hey, that was a good kick save.
Edmonton, all of Canada. Canada hasn't won a cup in a long time. They've got a lot of star power. That's going to have a lot of eyes. It's going to be an interesting one. But like I said, either of those storylines involves the Florida Panthers because we are through. Great goalkeeping. Sergei Bobrovsky. He ain't coming down. He's standing on his head the rest of the way. Inter Miami, they had a barn burner last night against St. Louis City. St. Louis City has lost 3 games in a row. They started the season on a 10-game non-losing streak. A lot of draws, but non-losing streak. They've been doing bad lately. They were pretty good last night. Got a goal from Messi, got a goal from Suarez. Suarez also gave us an own goal, but that was okay. Jordi Alba, but still 3-3. They were down most of the night. It just every time we get a goal, St. Louis would counter. Still, you get the 1 point, which is important because we know that most of those guys are going away for international duty, and they could be gone for up to 6 weeks. So that means 6-7 games possible. Although there's going to be an international break, nonetheless, could be 4, 5, 6, 7 games for some of those guys. So being atop the MLS, that helps. Philadelphia, we're going into Philadelphia 7:30 Saturday. Don't know exactly what the team will look like, but we shall be ready to be cheering on Inter Miami. It was a fun game last night. Lots of back and forth, lots of goals. Drake Callender did not have his best night. I will give credit for that. Sergei Bobrovsky was a great wall of China all night. Drake Callender let one or two slip through, Vlad. I'm not going to lie. Even our guy, Thomas Rungan, was like, got to be better than that. You got to be better than that, Drake, if you want to win these games. But then he did also get some bits. Look, it's got to be a lonely, stressful world to be a goalkeeper or goaltender in any sport. Like Sergey must be, his will and his mind must be so strong because you're all alone. You're on an island. Like the great Dennis Brown saying, "No man is an island. You are an island." It's like field goal kickers and goaltenders. Like, do your job. That's what people want. When you do your job, well, that's what you're supposed to do. When you don't do your job, everybody gets mad at you, and you're the scapegoat. Lonely place.
Hey, it happens, bro. That's it. To the victor goes the spoils.
Well, that's the thing. If we win the Stanley Cup, it's going to be Sergei Bobrovsky. He's our guy. He did it for us. You know, he's going to be on the head of the parade. And
it's Kachuk and Bob.
Yeah.
And Sasha.
And just keep throwing names in there, and Paul Maurice. And
but the coach, but you're gonna the captain, which is Barkov, Sasha. Kachuk is your superstar, and Sergey is your all-world goalie.
But
you have the Carter Verhaeghes, you got the Reinhardts, right. The Bennett's.
Give everybody credit.
You got to give everybody credit. That's a team, bro.
You got to give Bob. Bob.
Bob is Bob.
I put him. If we win, I put him first on the first float. Like he's the king and queen of the ball.
Bob is Bob, bro, because he's quiet. Everybody loves the quiet superstar. Like you want to protect Bob like at any cost. That's why I got to keep him away. I gotta keep Tobin's away from him. Get away, you bad luck. Tobin,
look at it. Let's just go through the series. Just this past series, first game, clean sheet, no goals allowed. Sergei Bobrovsky. Second game, 2 goals allowed in overtime. Third game, 5 goals allowed. That's a lot. Fourth game, 2 goals. Fifth game, 2 goals. Last night, 1 goal. Man, that's pretty darn good.
And he don't get to see that many shots as well. That's why you got to give the credit to the defenseman.
Oh yeah, there was long periods of time that he didn't even see shots taken at him.
So you got to give credit to that defense, the defensive lines.
Everybody gets credit.
That's along with the forwards.
Speaking of finals, Mavericks Celtics, they face off game 1 of the
game
NBA
1
finals.
is next year.
Thursday. They're gonna be rested. Give them some rest.
Hey, people were bitching and complaining. Listen, man, I want to see the championship. I want to see both teams either healthy or both teams scarred. I don't want to see one team better than the other team. They should be evenly matched up. If it's the fact that the series is going to start on Thursday, both teams should be healthy. Porzingis should be back for Boston.
Once again, and the Stanley Cup Finals, both teams are going to be pretty well.
Yes. Here's the key. Here's the question. If the Oilers win today, both teams will have between 6+ days. If they go to game 7, the winner of that game will have 3 days before they have to face the Panthers. The question is this. Do you want a game 7? Do you want the Panthers to host the Stanley Cup? Or do you want the Panthers to start on the road for the Stanley Cup?
Once again, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter.
I think I would like them to start on the weekend at home. That way the fan base can be out there.
Okay.
One thing I would say, if it's Edmonton, I doubt there'll be any. Let me tell you this: we were talking about New York fans paying a big buck.
That's a big trip.
That's a major trip. We started talking about this on yesterday's show. Edmonton is in far Pacific Northwest. Yeah. I believe.
Yeah. It's on the west.
I know it's on the west. Is it the Pacific Northwest? Maybe. I know it's not too far from Vancouver. So Vancouver, Edmonton. And Miami, South Florida is, you don't get no southern than this.
Edmonton's not the Pacific Northwest. It's in Alberta, Canada, but it is further west. It's basically above Idaho and Montana. Calgary and Edmonton are right
So it's
above-
northwest.
but it's north. It's like in the middle of Canada, which means, I mean, that's Siberia, dude. It is in the middle of Alberta, basically. And that's right above Idaho. Not even a southern Canada team. I mean, maybe the furthest north. Oh my goodness. It's a trip, man. That is a trip. It's probably about the same, almost the same distance as going to Vancouver. So that is a trip. If you're a Panthers fan, and if you want to be a hardcore Panthers fan, you go to if we play Edmonton, you go
That
to
is,
the
I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you.
I'll
If
give
they
you
paid
credit.
well here,
I give you
I would have
credit.
gone. I would go to Edmonton.
You're a baller. I mean, it's your best chance to probably go to Edmonton ever. I don't know anybody why you'd ever else go there.
Why would I go to Edmonton
I
other
would
than a
never.
hockey game?
Other than that, no. So it's a good excuse to go to Edmonton and scratch that one off the list. I'm just saying. I'm sure they're going to hate Matthew Tkachuk too because he was a Calgary Flame for so long. That's their natural rival. We'll see. Lots of storylines. Keep it going. Canes football team hosting several blue chip stars, including edge rusher from Alabama, Zion Grady, and cornerback Aiden Anding. The U opens the season August 31st against Florida. The Marlins had a lot of strikeouts yesterday. 16 strikeouts combined by their pitchers. They also gave up 7 runs to the Rangers and lost 7-0 to play again today. In about 20 minutes from now, rumors are swirling that Jesus Luzardo could be traded to Baltimore, and Sixto Sanchez has been placed on the 15-day IL. Coco Gauff, she advanced at the French Open. Play continues for another week. Real Madrid are the kings of Europe, defeating Borussia Dortmund 2-0 in the UEFA Champions League final. It is their 16th time winning the title. Talked to Thomas Rungen yesterday, who was actually doing some commentary for the game on CBS Sports. He said Borussia Dortmund for the first 50 minutes was by far the better team, but they couldn't muster a goal.
All right.
And then Real Madrid became Real Madrid, and they won.
All right, I was about to answer RV Ritchie, who said Borussia Dortmund should have won, but they got beat by a team that's been there before. Dude, other than the New England Patriots with Brady, there's no team that I ever see when I see them in a championship game or a final or a close game, I ever feel they're going to lose like Real Madrid. Because I've seen the craziest, the weirdest, the strangest comebacks, just anything from them. So even though they were playing not Real Madrid football, did you really think they were going to lose that game?
Borussia Dortmund, he's right. They just looked like they didn't know how to win. They had so many good chances and they just didn't do it.
But that sounds like the same team. That sounds like the same reaction after the semis.
That was crap too, man. Against Bayern Munich.
Against Bayern. The same response in the quarter when they played Man City.
Got to know how to finish. If you don't know how to finish.
So you're talking about two of the best teams in Europe. They didn't know how to finish. And then we're expecting Borussia Dortmund to know how to finish against Real Madrid. They have an aura about them.
They come out in the all whites.
It's almost like the Yankee back in the days with the Yankee pinstripes. When Kurt Schilling said that what was it? Legacy and aura sounds like two stripper names.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened? Jeter hit a home run. Extra innings from when it went from October to November. Things were happening, like weird things happen. That's the same thing with Real Madrid. They're the only, like they're able.
No, it's true.
They're able to find a way to pull victory out of the jaws of defeat.
You talk to athletes all the time, and I mean, even on a smaller level in my playing days, when you had a team that was good, you had a certain confidence and a certain just feel that you were going to find a way to win and that you were going to win. And you looked at the other team and you could tell they were a deer in the headlights. And although they were the better team that day and they're outplaying you, you look at them dead in the eye and say, we're going to win this game. And you felt it, you believed it, you knew it, and you looked in their eyes and you could see it in their eyes going, I hope we don't lose this game. That changes everything. And then you say, weird things happen. Yeah, weird things happen. But at the same time, it's that mentality. Real Madrid had that mentality. We're going to win this game. And Borussia Dortmund had the mentality, hope we don't lose. Therefore,
and they're going to get better.
They have the greatest soccer player right now in the world.
They got two of them coming to their team.
They only have the best soccer player right now in the world. Or they will. That could probably be announced this week. They're just formalities and finishing the season and all that stuff. And I don't want to hear Messi's better than Mbappe. Overall, yes. But right now, pound for pound, the best football player in the world is Kylian Mbappe. I don't want to hear any of that.
That's fact.
That's fact. Speaking of facts, let's go ahead and well, how did Messi just catch a stray right there? Because I was just anticipating a Messi fan, an Inter Miami fan. I wonder what attendance is going to be like for Inter Miami these next couple of weeks with Messi and Suarez and some of the guys out. I mean, granted, any sport, when your superstars aren't playing, you have probably lesser attendance. It's going to be interesting to see.
Well, this is where you sell the tickets.
That's why you sell season tickets?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true. But like when Jimmy doesn't play, there's probably heaven forbid if Tua and then won't be playing Tyreek. Oh goodness gracious!
Oh, you still going?
I'm still going. I'm a fan. Like I said, I love players.
All you gotta do is win.
But my team.
All you gotta do is win.
I know.
All you have to do is win.
Still in first place.
That's all. If you still continue winning, fans will come.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah. If you win, they will come. That's easy. That's an easy equation. All right, let's now take a step into the day spa. A British man has been arrested after 17 different times stealing Pringles cans from grocery stores. When he was asked why he did it,
That he can't eat one?
The accused said, once you pop, you can't stop.
Yeah, but you can't eat one.
Literally said it. That's some, you know what, when you're in the room with your handcuffs on.
Depends on the cop. Hopefully the cop is had a good day. He might let you slide with that because you made him laugh. But if he's if he had a bad day,
I wonder what sentencing is like. So the man here accused has been found guilty on 17 counts of stealing Pringles. Like, what is a judge like? Okay,
Mr. Day, do you have anything to say to yourself? Well, Your Honor.
But I'll be like, what is a sentencing like that for? Like, what are you in for? Murder. What are you in for? Fraud. What are you in for?
Embezzlement.
I stole some Pringles, man. Oh, stay away from that guy. You gonna eat your cornbread?
You want to eat your Pringles? You want to eat your cornbread?
Oh my goodness!
Don't give him his cornbread. You want to come after your cornbread all the time. I'm gonna watch Life tonight.
You'll watch Life. What a crazy movie, man! That's our dude Nathan's all-time favorite movie.
Dude, it's a great movie.
Oh yeah, underrated.
It is. Listen, Martin and Eddie should have done more movies after this. After that one, Life is such a classic.
Life, the movie, great movie,
great soundtrack, a great album too.
Oh, all right. We told you a couple of hours ago or an hour ago that Tua once again not ranked in the top 10. We're gonna look into that. We're not gonna bust up who's better, who's worse, anything like that. We're gonna just try to find out why Pro Football Focus, who we love, thinks Tua's 14th best quarterback in the NFL. Next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
you might have missed any time. Get it now and make WQAM your favorite station.
Ooh. Still celebrating the Panthers. We're going to hear from some of the post-game reaction from the Panthers. All business, but still pretty happy. Today it's just a Panthers party. We didn't start the fire, but we're going to finish this fire. Best team in hockey right now. Can they prove it? One more series. Oh, let's go. Some people think Tua Tagovailoa, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Some people not so sold on it. Recently, Pro Football Focus ranked their 1 through 32 quarterbacks. We're not getting into where everyone stands. We already know who number one is. But where does Tua fall? That's what we worry about here in South Florida, because we want to see if he's getting the proper respect that he deserves. And if not, can he earn that respect that he deserves? And why he's getting either respected or disrespected. Pro Football Focus has ranked him number 14 between Brock Purdy and Kirk Cousins, which we're expecting Tua to be paid pretty similar to what Kirk Cousins is getting. And Brock Purdy will also probably make some good money. Some people have Brock Purdy really, really high. I don't think so, but you can't argue with the Super Bowl and what he did his rookie season. But nonetheless, Tua Tagovailoa is listed in the 4th tier titled the melting pot of starters. PFF compliments to his numbers, including the highest PFF passer grade in 2023, 88.9, and his 35 big-time throws. His numbers are elite across the board, but his 3.5% turnover-worthy play rate is the big bugaboo that plummets his rating. So they're saying the turnovers from Tua, one of the reasons why he has gone all the way down to 14th. And here we're from Trevor Sakima. He writes on Pro Football Focus, get this, it was the best season yet for the former number 5 overall pick, as the talented Tagovailoa earned the highest passer grade, that's pretty good, in the regular season of any quarterback, and made 35 big-time throws, good for 3rd in the league. However, his 3.5% turnover-worthy play rate was higher than every other quarterback in the top 5 of big-time throws, and his 25 turnover-worthy plays were the 5th most. When the play goes according to plan, Tua can be a surgeon. That's been the big knock on Tua, is that he follows the script. He cannot go off script. He had the lowest time to throw of any starting quarterback, 2.33 seconds. But interestingly enough, he had the most turnover-worthy plays in the NFL when there was no pressure. His grade takes a significant dip when he is pressured. That has once again been the knock on Tua, that has trouble dealing with pressure when anything doesn't go according to plan. But he's still productive if what he expects to see is there. Tua's arm is adequate for the NFL level, but it doesn't get him out of trouble either. He trusts head coach and play caller Mike McDaniel a lot, which is a good thing. But there are times when he is too reliant on what the play should be and not what the best decision actually is post-snap. Ooh, man. I would like to say I disagree with a lot of that, Vlad, but there's not a lot to disagree with right there. Now, Tua, I'm not saying he can't evolve and become that type of quarterback, but there were times last year, Vlad, where he and Mike McDaniel, they're not very good off script. You don't have to look any further than the Tennessee Titans game. Tyreek Hill gets hurt. They look like they didn't know how to play football for a couple quarters. Tyreek Hill comes back in, all of a sudden starts catching passes. It doesn't make sense sometimes. It's one of those things that, we know Tua lost a lot of weight this offseason, or when I say a lot of weight, he lost weight this offseason because we're expecting him to be a little more mobile. That was one of his other knocks, is that he just goes down. He didn't want to get hurt. We understand that. But maybe adding to his repertoire is maybe a little more ad-lib ability, because he does. What did you call him at one point, Vlad? Two touch or two pump.
If he taps the pigskin 2 times, it's over for him.
Yeah. He does not seem to be very good at the ad-libbing and the improving, as they say. He trusts Mike McDaniel, that the guy's going to be there, the play's going to be there. And I was at most of the games, home games last year, and you could see he was throwing to a place at a time. It's like clockwork. 5-step drop, turn, throw to this area. Tyreek Hill is supposed to be there, or Jalen Waddle's supposed to be there, or Braxton Berrios is supposed to be there. And as you're throwing it, you're like, what the hell's going on? And then you see somebody coming across. I mean, his arm strength, I don't think arm strength is what it used to. It doesn't mean what it used to mean in the NFL. Remember, like if you had a noodle arm or you didn't have the strongest arm, you were just a dead man. Now I think, there's ways to get around that, and they've kind of done that. He does not have the strongest arm in the league, but his ad lib ability and his, I'm not even going to say decision making, because sometimes he doesn't have to make decisions.
You said is right. Like you said earlier, if it's off script, he's not good. He's not a guy. I have a friend of mine, a dear friend, who always says, you need a quarterback who, when the play's breaking down, still can make a play for you, whether it's with his legs or just biding time. Brady didn't have he wasn't Lamar Jackson, no Michael Vick, but Brady knew how to move around the pocket, extend plays, just subtle feet work to extend plays to make a throw or give his playmakers an opportunity to make a play. Tua has not. I thought he did in week 1 against the Chargers, because in that fourth quarter, he was making plays. He was buying time. He stepped up in the pocket, threw a bomb to Tyreek. So you saw flashes, but it wasn't consistent.
And one of the best at making the plays is your guy right there, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers can go off script and make unbelievable plays.
That's the thing. Nobody's greater than Patty Mahomes right now.
Right. And Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback statistically against the blitz than anyone we've ever seen.
So, and Lamar can use his legs. Jalen Hurts can use his legs. CJ Stroud, legs, arm, whatever. They're quarterbacks who, there's certain like Russell Wilson. That was what made Russell Wilson so great, is that fact that he can move around the pocket. His little short ass can move around the pocket and make plays. Tua, on the other hand, and I don't know, maybe this is why he decided to lose a little weight this offseason.
Yeah,
maybe give him more
mobility,
more wiggle room, so that something I don't have right now, but maybe more he's more elusive, so that he can extend plays, and maybe when you have to get out of the pocket, you could throw a 40-yard bomb to Tyreek or Jalen Waddle or Odell Beckham Jr. because you made a play, you created a play, and they're open. Now, listen, if coaches could script the first 75 plays, they would.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because let me tell you this, nobody was greater than in scripting 15 plays in opening drive than Adam Gase. Adam Gase is the greatest 15-play opening drive coach ever. And then there's like 55 minutes left of the game that he has to coach it, that he doesn't do a good job in. So scripts are great, but it's when you got to go off script.
Right. And that's the thing. You can get away with it against the mediocre and not so great teams.
You could get away with the Denver Broncos.
When you play the Denver Broncos, you get away with it. What happens when you play up against
the Buffalo Bills, who know you very well?
One of the teams with the greatest coaches of all time, Andy Reid and Kansas City.
Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo, who's a great one of the greatest defensive minds ever. When you told
John
him to get
Harbaugh.
John Harbaugh, and your current defensive coordinator, Anthony Weaver.
Right. But that's why you get caught up, because these really good, talented teams with really good coaches, they find a way to scheme that a little bit tougher to where they'll get you off script.
And here's the thing: this is not to take a shot at Mikey Fit.
No, he's the same.
He's very stubborn.
Yes, the thing that I think that now, every year you have to grow as a player and get better and add stuff to your arsenal. We know Tua's lost a little bit of weight, probably because he wants to be more mobile. Maybe what he and Mike McDaniel, growing as a coach, need to do, adding to their arsenal, being able to go off script a little bit, ad-libbing a little bit. When the play breaks down, making a play, as opposed to just being like, this isn't what's supposed to be happening. This isn't what I planned on. Say, okay, let's make the most of this. Maybe that's the maturation we need from those guys now, and that will change the story of the Dolphins late in the season against good teams, and it'll take them to that next level. I could definitely see it happen. Going to get to that next level next, a little nay and day, but really, I just want to play back the goals last night from both teams. I do want to give the Rangers some credit too, because they were a worthy opponent, and I thought that they held themselves very well, and they had a lot of class. So I want to play back the goals, and then something happened in the WNBA yesterday that's got me a little.
Dude, I'm shocked we missed that. We were so previewing the game 6 that we didn't even realize, because remember the game was on, that we didn't realize what happened.
Yeah. So we're going to take a look at that, but we're going to replay those goals first and give it it's already a day. It's already a thumbs up. And then we'll get into the other stuff. That is next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM. Team captain Sasha Barkov talking about they've been grinding for a while. This didn't happen overnight. This didn't just happen with them showing up, practicing a little bit and winning. They've been doing it since summer. They've had this goal in mind. That's why they didn't touch the Prince of Wales trophy last night. They want that Stanley Cup final. Sasha Barkov looking great, playing great. It sounded like this team has put in the work to win that Stanley Cup. Whoo, Vlad, those guys, he sounded very focused at that point. He didn't sound like he was smiling and happy and just glad to get back. He said, we've been working at this.
If there's one guy who took the loss in last year's Stanley Cup final very hard, it was Barkov. That's something that they've been speaking about throughout the season, of how last year's final and the way it ended, it bothered him. And he wanted to make sure that this upcoming season, the ending would not happen the same way. And if you look at it, man, I mean, tell you, Barkov, Reinhart, Bennett, Kachuk, Verhaeghe,
Bobrovsky.
I'm just talking about, obviously Bob, but I'm just talking about the forwards. They've been phenomenal this postseason.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, man, I like the mindset. Like, this team is really, really on a mission. They really feel like they're the best team in hockey, and they felt like if they were healthy last season, that they would have put up a better effort than the Golden Knights, and they are healthy this year, and they're primed to win the Cup.
Something very special going on in South Florida with this Panther hockey team, and we are ready to roll. Last night, a special game. It's always special when you make it back to the Stanley Cup. Always special when you go to the Stanley Cup. It was an electric atmosphere. It was fun. I want to play back the goals from both teams because there's only 3 of them. It's not like I got a bevy of goals to play, but each one of them extremely, extremely important. In fact, early on, a wonder shot from Sam Bennett, getting the Panthers up 1-0.
Bennett now through the far circle, intercepted, and a clear from Gustafson. Bounces one into the neutral zone, and the Panthers will bring it back in quickly. Here's Bennett with room, left side, Rodriguez. Bennett, a shot, and he scores! Top shelf, off the barn in, and the Panthers strike first with 48 and a half seconds to go. Here in the first period, it's 1-0 Panthers.
Sam Bennett continues his playoff prowess.
I got to say, when they got that goal, like you said, Vlad, I took a deep breath and said, uh-oh, I'm feeling this. And, lo and behold, no score for a while. You're wondering, okay, can we get a little insurance? And sure enough, Vladimir Tarasenko gave us just that.
Van Nairn peels off to the boards, takes a look around the offensive end. A shot blocked by Anton Lundell, and he'll chip it up the near side. A foot race between Luostarinen and Keandre Miller, and Luostarinen wins that battle. Lundell in front, and they score! It was sent backdoor for Tarasenko, and the Panthers take a 2-0 lead with 10:52 to go here in the third period. What a feed out in front, and what a finish as Tarasenko jams it home.
Now, Vlad, after that goal, did it feel like the party had started, or was it still like, no, we got to finish this thing?
Oh no, the party started, because I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Okay.
All right, so let me pull the curtains back a little.
Mm-hmm.
After that second goal, one of the nice Florida Panthers public reception media relations people were coming around and telling people, all right, so trophy presentation is gonna happen.
Oh, damn.
And so if we're gonna let the New York media members go to the elevator first, because if the team loses, they're not gonna stay for the celebration. And then once the Panthers, once they get the trophy and everything, and then they start heading back to the locker room, that's when you guys can get on the elevator. I mean, get on the, what is that thing? It's an elevator, but
It's an elevator?
Huh?
It's an elevator. Oh, it's like the
Crate. It's like, what is
elevator?
Yeah, service elevator. Once then the service elevator would go down, and then you can go to the Florida Panthers locker room. So, and this was right after the Tarasenko goal,
Wow.
and there was still like at least a good, I don't know,
There's 10 minutes left.
10 minutes left in the
That's what they
game.
said,
But yeah, you just could tell, like, there was not, no one had the thought or feeling that the Rangers were going to win this game, especially after that second goal. Even though they did score a goal, or Timmy Panarin Bread did score a goal to make it 2-1 Panthers.
Kachuk to the line, held in by Fox. Across, locked and loaded. One-timer's advantage. Jet broke his stick in half. In the neck, will punch it off the glass. Held in by Fox. Somehow, some way. Now Panarin set up right circle shot. He scores. And the Rangers are back to within one with 1:39 to play here in the third.
And I'm like, maybe we shouldn't be counting our chickens
I
before
don't
they
count my
hatch,
chickens before they hatch.
because there's still 99 seconds left in the game. But great job by the Panthers clearing out the zone on the odd man rushes, and there was nothing to worry about after that because they cleared out. Rangers did add a six skater on the ice for 99 seconds, but they couldn't get the equalizer.
Lundell plays it down to our left. To the final 10 seconds we go. Savannah had to play it. He'll fire it out of the zone rink line. Mikkola there, 5 seconds. Mikkola is going to hold this over on the far boards. The final seconds tick away. And the Florida Panthers are going to the Stanley Cup final. The Panthers are Eastern Conference champions for the second straight year. The Panthers take game 6 over the Rangers. 2-1 the final. The Panthers are moving on.
4 big bites out of the apple, and it is finished. The Florida Panthers punch their ticket back to the Stanley Cup final and beat the New York Rangers in 6 games here on home ice.
Feels so good, but mission not accomplished. Still got to get 4 more big wins on the season against either the Edmonton Oilers or the Dallas Stars. Dr. Toboggan says the Rangers were flat. I told you, maybe, just maybe, Panthers going into Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
That 3-2
Did you read the response after that?
It may be what?
RV Ritchie, like Vlad's ass when he fell.
Yes. Never miss an opportunity to take it.
That hurts literally and figuratively speaking. I hope you know that.
I told you, though, Panthers might have gone in there and taken a little something from the Rangers in that game 5. And they came out flat. Took a little bit of their soul. Not a lot, just enough to get that 6th and on to the Stanley Cup. We're going to get to the whole WNBA situation next, but we're first going to take a break. I'm feeling too good about this Panther situation before we have to get into other issues. That is next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
It's time for Sports Day. Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
Have some good texts and messages coming through in this 2 o'clock hour on Sports Day 560 WQAM, 305-567-0560 on YouTube and Twitch. Somebody from the 305 text in about the Florida Panthers, which we were talking about a while ago. I used to be a bandwagon fan. Now I've really paid attention, and it's an awesome sport. You're on the tip of your seat all game. Such a fast game. And that's speaking to us talking about, yeah, sure, every team gets some bandwagon fans when they do well, but I think that there are a lot of people here in South Florida who were like this one texter saying, I was kind of bandwagon, kind of casual. Now that they're good and I've started paying attention, kind of building that relationship with a team that's going to last forever. It's not one of those things where it's just like, oh, they're not good anymore. This is one of those things that the Panthers are doing. They're building a deeper and deeper foundation into this community. And I really do think that they have gotten some lifelong fans with this incredible run that they've been on these past 2, 3, 4 years or so. Really do think that it's really growing. Of course, Vlad, they're absolutely brutal to you, especially on Twitch and YouTube, asking you, puff, pass. Do you have a CBD inhaler? Are you going to take CBD, put some CBD on your back after your fall last night? No rest for the injured. I know. You can't even turn your microphone on right now, Vlad. That's how bad off you are.
I can't do a PSA on walking high. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. I'm gonna do what was it? Flag RV Richie Vlad gonna do a PSA on walking high.
He called us offering you a CBD.
Yeah, rub CBD oil in your back. Vlad has taken a tumble that has left his bum humbled. That's funny.
Humble.
My phone had a flash and crash. Thank you, Dr. T.
No, you were taking out the trash, looking at your phone, and possibly taking inhaler breaths at the same time.
No, so this is what happened. I put the trash in the basket, in the green basket, right? Lit up the cigar, and then started looking at my phone. And then I'm just thinking, oh, I'm near a wall. Let me just.
Oh, so you were being responsible. You weren't trying to walk in the dark and look at your phone.
No,
and lean on
no, bro. No, it was just like I was in the back, and then something caught my attention, and I'm just like, I'm puffing, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh, let me just lean back against the wall because that's where I usually do, and I missed the wall.
You fell into gutter stuff and really hurt yourself.
When it's dark and you fall in, and oh my god, you're falling on construction equipment and stuff like that, like things that they're doing to fix around your house. Oh man.
Whew.
Oh man, yeah, and it's like right in the lower left side of your back.
You have some problems getting up and moving this morning.
I got the crappy walk. I look like Elvis in the 40s doing Vegas. You know,
he was all messed up.
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching a documentary on Elvis.
Uh-huh.
I was watching the Elvis movie. Man, he was messed up, man. I mean, he died before my time, so I didn't know too much, but he was messed up. If you want to watch some messed up celebrity stuff, watch Marilyn about Marilyn Monroe and watch Elvis about Elvis Presley. Both of them, they're messed up. But I mean, then again, a lot of these celebrities are pretty darn messed up too, because I mean, you watch the Ray Charles documentary, he wasn't exactly a choir boy either. So, Speaking of kind of messed up, we didn't really touch on this a lot yesterday, Vlad, but big game in the WNBA. It was kind of a repeat, a rivalry renewed, you might say. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Angel Reese plays for Chicago, Caitlin Clark, Indiana. They met up at noon yesterday, and we didn't really get to watch the game because we were working and, just kind of doing our own thing. Nonetheless, it was an interesting game. And at one point, Chinity Carter, I've watched the play. She kind of shoves with her shoulder Caitlin Clark. And, Caitlin Clark's been known to embellish things, so don't really know. But during the game, Caitlin Clark was kind of asked about that foul, and she was speaking with the reporter. And, she said basically that it wasn't a basketball play. In fact, we can hear what she said. We have the audio of what Caitlin Clark told the reporter on the spot, on the sidelines during a game which is always gold because they're trying to catch you at your worst moment. And I don't know if she, maybe you could
You want
tell
to go
me.
first, Caitlin or
Caitlin Clark? Caitlin Clark. Do you feel as though she was throwing shade, or she was just trying to answer the question and move on?
Yeah, it's just not a basketball play, but got to play through it. That's what basketball's about at this level. So I thought we've been really physical. We've missed some bunnies around the rim, and so hopefully those fall in the fourth. But really proud of our defense. I thought we played great defense so far.
Okay, first things first, Thad, have you seen the play in question?
C.
Okay. Do you feel as though Caitlin Clark was right in saying it was not a basketball play? No, okay, and first of all, was it a basketball play or not? Let me say if she right or wrong, because there's a lot of issues going on.
It's not a play that I've seen in basketball. So I can't say it's a basketball play. It's just a play I've never seen before.
Now, is it part of basketball? 100%. 100% part of basketball.
Is it getting under your opponent? Yes. But to give them a Roman Reigns
she basically shoulder shoved her.
Spear to the back? No.
And she's not looking and not expecting it. Okay, so
no, that's the thing. You're not looking. That's a sucker shot. Like if someone's not looking and you punch them, you hit them, it's a sucker punch. It's a sucker move. How about that?
It was a sucker move. So do you feel as though Caitlin Clark handled the situation well? Do you think
here's the thing. And so I'm happy that you mentioned this. What's good? You know what, WNBA? Because me and my brother were talking about this yesterday. He's the one that actually put me on to the situation. That was wild. That's how we were so focused yesterday on all these other topics that we had the game on. We didn't even realize that happened. And I think it happened towards the end of the game.
Right.
He said something that's true. Where the F is the WNBA version of Draymond Green on the Indiana Fever?
Right. They need one. And we're going to get to this, why they need an enforcer.
Listen, whether you hate the young lady or you like the young lady, she is your moneymaker. Okay? She's the reason why.
Yep, charter jets.
Right. So we made the joke yesterday, my friend and I. We were like, that 50, you know what's going to, it's either two things need to happen for this type of behavior to stop. One, the Indiana Fever need to get some enforcers.
Yeah.
Or two, the WNBA need to lay a fine on these girls, on these young women doing these type of things. Because if you're making $50,000, you get fined $5,000 to $10,000.
Woo!
Right? And then and mind you, you're probably only making $50,000 because Shorty got you that extra 15. You were probably making 35.
Yeah. Man, I see a lot of sides to it. I mean, I played basketball, and when someone's new or someone's hot or someone's you got to put them in their place. You got to intimidate them.
That's cool, but everybody's doing that. It's like you're going out of your way.
I watched a montage of Caitlin Clark. She has gotten some unprofessional fouls put on her.
And where's her teammates?
Right. I'm from that old school, Vlad. If they ask me what happened out there, I'm not saying Caitlin Clark's wrong for saying what she's saying. I would just say it's basketball. We'll deal with it. And what you do, you go back to your huddle and you go to the enforcer and you say, and I'm going to use cleaner words, go nail that. You know what? That's not happening. And you know what? The enforcer should come to you and be like, don't even worry about it. I got that. You know what?
I thought they did that after that first game. There was a girl that was her rival that came to her and was like, don't worry about it. Keep your head into the game. But it seems to me like they've had enough of it. You know what I mean? Like either her teammates are sick and tired of all the attention she's getting. Maybe when they win, she gets they only won one game, so she got all the credit.
I think they won yesterday, though. I want to say they won.
Okay. And then, but when they lose,
see, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter
when
about
they
lose,
they get all the blame
because it's about Caitlin Clark. They won yesterday.
Okay, so what? All right, that's their second win.
They get the New York Liberty next, so you can count that as an L.
Oh yeah, Sabrina, come on now, Sabrina and Brianna.
But they need some type of enforcer out there because you can't let that happen. You can't let
listen. In the NBA, if somebody was doing that to Steph, an old vet would knock him out. UD was that guy. Somebody was trying. Oh, okay. You messing around with Tyler? You messing around with D Wade? You messing around with any of my guys? You gonna feel this? You gonna feel UD 40 up in here? Oakley did that for the Knicks. Sometimes you gotta have James Johnson is still in the NBA right now for the Indiana Pacers as the guy. If something happens to Tyrese Halliburton, I'm coming out there and y'all about to feel this black belt.
Look, it happened one time. I was in a game. Some stuff went down. Subbed in the enforcer. He walked up to the guy before the whistle goes, I got 5 fouls, but I'm only going to need 1. And let me tell you, he got his money worth with that 1 foul, and he was ejected from the game. But you know what it does? stops all that foolishness. Now, after the game, this is where it gets kind of crazy and weird. Trinity Carter asked about the play, and her response was a little.
I ain't answering no Caitlin Clark questions. I don't know what she said. What'd you say to her? I didn't say anything. That's enough. We're good. She's good.
So her teammate jumps in. That's enough. We're good.
Whatever. Like, how you not gonna answer a Caitlin Clark question when you playing against her? Like, yeah, man, whatever. Like I said, it's nothing worse than emotional women. That's all I'm gonna say. Emotional women in competition.
This is just a case. Hopefully, this is just a case of this newcomer on the block. Everyone's talking about her. She thinks she's all that. We're gonna put her in her place. That's what I'm hoping this whole situation is. I'm seeing all the fouls against Caitlin Clark, and it's not pretty. And
get her now.
And to be honest with you, Vlad,
get her now.
It's not a good look for the WNBA.
No, get her now. But because you know why? She gonna bust all y'all ass when she gets the experience.
Yeah,
all of that. She gonna bust your ass.
And she's starting to already kind of figure it out. She had 30 and 6 and 7 the other night and stuff like that.
And there's nothing worse than the person that you were disrespecting. All of a sudden, she is what she is. But when her game gets to the WNBA level that it needs to be,
right,
and she gonna remember all the things you did to her rookie year, she gonna bust your ass, cross you over, hit 40 feet from the logo.
Yeah, because she's got that Steph Curry type game where she can score anywhere.
Like, come on, man, that's the money maker. You don't mess with the money maker. You still compete though. Don't get it twisted. You still compete and try to bust her ass and win, but you don't do that. There's some things you just don't do, man. Like,
you get that enforcer on the team. That's all you got to do. Maybe, you know what? Get a free agent for league minimum and get her in there and say, go ahead and do it.
Get an Antonio Davis, Dale Davis type.
Tell him, I got 5.
Get Antonio.
I only need 1. I got 5. I only need 1. Touch her and see what happens.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
And so Caitlin Clark, what you do?
The Fever need to get they need to
well, you don't actually have to break her off. You got her a job possibly. So
no. All the Fever gotta do is get James Johnson to teach some of these young ladies some jiu-jitsu and karate. Karate. That's all that's needed to be done. But it's nasty work. Leave the girl alone, man.
That was
she
a foul, but that was a little. I thought it was a little.
That was a little. No, it wasn't a lot. It was extra.
If it happens natural and you give them a little extra love, that's okay. But that was just out of nowhere. But Caitlin Clark, I'm guessing she doesn't help herself by talking a lot of noise and flopping around sometimes. I don't know. I'm just saying. Speaking of getting that ass though, Vladimir Tarasenko, he got that eventual game-winning goal last night as the Panthers defeated the Rangers 2-1. They advanced for the second year in a row to the Stanley Cup Finals. They're going to face the winner of Edmonton Oilers, the Dallas Stars.
You watching tonight?
I'm going to watch it tonight.
Are you watching?
I'm guessing at a Peruvian restaurant there will not be a hockey game on. I'm going to guess.
So
I'm going to have to go to On the Rocks.
So we're in June. So we're in June. A lot of those restaurants, South American restaurants, will be lit very shortly.
They were pretty lit yesterday for the UEFA Champions Cup.
But they're going to be lit because Euros
and
Copa.
It's pretty lit around here as I was walking to the gyms, some of the restaurants around here for UEFA Champions League.
Well, that's because they all probably Real Madrid fans.
Right. Yeah,
of course. We're global.
I doubt there was a lot of Borussia Dortmund fans in Little Haiti. I don't think there's a lot of Borussia Dortmund fans outside of maybe Borussia.
If you find me a Borussia Dortmund fan in Little Haiti,
actually,
I'll drink a 12-pack of Prestige beer.
I had a Borussia Dortmund fan. Oddly enough, he lived in Alapata, but he moved. He was from Germany though, so I guess that kind of counts. But yeah, no, Real Madrid is one of the most popular, obviously most successful teams of all time. Of course, they're worldwide. They're a worldwide brand. Everybody knows who Real Madrid
Hove
is.
was out there. There's a lot of celebrities, a lot of American celebrities out there.
Really?
Jay-Z was out there.
Was that at Wembley Stadium?
Yes, it was at Wembley in London. So Jay-Z was out there. I think he has a relationship with Vinny Jr. from Real Madrid, Vinicius Jr. Who else was there? Joel Embiid was out there. Draymond Green was out there. A lot of celebrities, a lot of athletes from other sports.
Not a bad sporting event to go to be honest with you.
Definitely. Maybe when I, hopefully if I don't bust my ass and die or something like that, it's one of the bucket lists to go to a UEFA.
I mean, I would like to
UEFA game.
I want to go to one of these Copa games.
I
want to go to these Copa games here in Miami. I don't care who it's between. I want to go Copa. I want to go to World Cup. I want to go to all that. And you know what? I'll even buy tickets because We haven't been getting a lot of tickets to the radio station.
They don't
lately,
love
so-
us. They just slave us.
So I guess all the work I do, I'll pay for my own tickets. We'll see how that goes. I mean, I'm and for the World Baseball Classic when it comes, if I can't get free tickets, I'm gonna buy some tickets. Now I might go to see Israel versus Italy or something like that for $6 or something, but during the middle of the day, because all we do is go to middle of the day baseball games, Vlad. We do not go to primetime baseball games on this show.
No,
That's not our MO.
I want to get drunk.
Yeah, we're trying to go see Officer Perez. Oh my God. And we're gonna have a few beers. She's not gonna write us.
I wish I fell in front of Officer Perez.
Yeah.
Oh man, I would have not.
You almost fell in front of Officer
I
Perez.
almost did.
Tammy too.
But I would have been. Oh man, I would have been on the concrete. I'd have been like, "Oh, can you stay with me,
Officer Perez? Officer Perez, help!
Officer
Pick me
Senora,
up.
Senora Perez?
Lo siento.
Please stay with me."
Oh man,
Daddy.
we definitely got off track on that one. Inter Miami, Messi, Suarez, Alba score. Not enough. They tied a draw 3-3 versus St. Louis City, who actually, I was saying they weren't having a very good year. They're a much better team than their record shows, at least from last night. They were very, very good.
You kind of crapped on them, man.
Yeah, they're going through a rough stretch, but also their rough stretch has actually been against very good teams also. But nonetheless, they were the number 1 seed in the West last year. And this year they're out of the playoffs, still early in the season, nonetheless. Saturday, 7:30, Inter Miami head up to the Philadelphia Union. The team going to look drastically different, as many of the players, including Messi and Suarez, will be on international duty. And like I said, you're going to have to hold the rope, because Messi and Suarez could both possibly be gone for 6 to 8 weeks with the Copa America and the Olympics and everything else that's going on. So especially Messi, we know that. I don't know if Uruguay has qualified for the Olympics yet, but even Robert Krematsky, he's going to be trying out for the United States team. So some of the guys are going to be here, there, and everywhere. We'll have to wait and see. Canes football team, they got some blue chippers in town. It is one of those visiting weekends. The Marlins were blanked 7-0 yesterday by the Rangers. The two are actually at it right now. So let's get a look at the Marlins and see what they got going on. They are down 3-0 now in the bottom of the third. All right, way to go, guys. Let's see what action's going on. Brian De La Cruz, Jazz Chisholm. No, they're getting blanked right now. They haven't gotten a hit yet. So Trevor Rogers gave up 3 runs in 3 innings, 5 hits, 1 base on balls. So onward and upward with the Marlins. Coco Gauff and Iga Swiatek, they advanced today at the French Open. Also, Carlos Alcaraz, I know he advanced. Play continues next week. At this time, they'll be having the men's final. Real Madrid, the Kings of Europe, defeating Borussia Dortmund 2-0 in the UEFA Champions League final. It is their 16th time winning the title. I've gone through my list of teams in the whole world. U.S. men's national team, U.S. women's national team, my all-time favorites. That's my national team. Inter Miami is my team, MLS, and I'm right behind the U.S. men's national. In Mexico, it is America and Mexico City. And, of course, we have a civil war going on in Argentina. I am Boca Juniors.
I'm
and
sorry.
Vlad is River Plate.
I was wrong yesterday. It's their 15th. I thought it was their 16th.
Ah.
Their 15th.
Nah, I wrote that down because I trusted in you.
Yeah, I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, still pretty darn good.
I mean,
number.
you know.
When you have that many that you lose count, it's pretty darn good, Vlad. And of course, in La Liga, I'm a Barcelona guy. Vlad, you're obviously a Real Madrid guy.
Yeah, we won La Liga. We're winning La Liga. We won champions.
And
I don't think we could do the treble, though. I
Yeah.
don't think we won the Copa del Rey.
in Premier League, I am a Chelsea guy. Vlad, are you Man U?
I'm Man U.
And then in Serie A, I'm a Napoli guy. And then in Bundesliga, I'm a Union Berlin fan. And if you're like, damn, you watch a lot of soccer. No, I don't have that much time to watch all these games, man. That's a lot. Just naming the teams took 5 minutes, and that's just watching every game.
Well, it's not like every league plays at the same time.
Right. But there's a lot of them are similar. And during COVID, I could wake up and I could watch I could watch Union Berlin, and I could watch Premier League because you didn't have as much going on. Then, life kind of gets back to normal and can't be out as much. But yeah, once again, the U.S. women's national team defeated Korea 4-0 in international friendly. That is a warm-up to this summer's Olympics in Paris. Remember last Olympics, U.S. women's national team, very underwhelming. In fact, the U.S. women's national team kind of going through some retooling because they've been underwhelming in the World Cup and at the Olympics. So kind of retooling, getting things going, and kind of have to see where everything ends up. with that being said, though, you don't have to ever retool when you step into the day spa. A couple that's been engaged for 5 years will not pull the trigger. The reason why? The bride-to-be cannot stand who her boyfriend wants to invite to their possible wedding. That means they just don't want to get married.
So then why stay together?
Get it? Well, you can elope and solve all those problems.
Yeah, like why stay together? Yeah, like
Somebody just, she doesn't want to get married.
so.
She
What is
doesn't wanna
it?
get married.
Friend? Like, is it a family member?
Family, friends. She just doesn't like his people. Look, it's a fact, Vlad. Your girl's never gonna like your friends. No, probably not like your family very much. I mean, they'll say they love your family and all that, but the fact of the matter, like, have you ever, Vlad, you have exes. Have you ever like leveled with them afterwards? But okay, plenty. Oh, nice. But have you ever leveled with them afterwards and they were just like, your best friend or your
Yeah, I tell them
hate
from the
them.
jump. Man.
Actually, they tell me currently.
They'll tell them from the jump, and I respect that. I'll respect you. Like, your friend was trying to holler at me or I don't trust your friend. And then, yeah, no, because sometimes
go in there with that.
Sometimes your boy might try to make a move, but
that's dirty. That's dirty.
But guess what? Sometimes her friend might try to make a move on you.
Okay, my rule is if you're one of my dude's girls, you're not even a woman to me. You're a human being, and there is no way, no matter what, that I am attracted to you. I flip that switch and turn it off.
What?
If one of your best friends, girlfriend,
you can't.
To me, they're not even a woman.
You
Like,
can't.
I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I mean you have entered the human being status and not the woman.
Yeah,
status.
you're a friend. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't even look at you like that.
If you're in a relationship, yeah. Now if it was like, a give and go.
Yeah, man. If they're just casually kind of getting it, and
it's a give and go. Yeah,
yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I respect that. No, but the thing is, though, you have to ask them too. Like, yo, man, you serious? I don't want one of these situations.
Oh, that's the thing. But Joe, when you ask him, no, see, here's the thing. As a man, if you come up to your boy and be like, look, yo, so and so was hollering at me.
I respect you. I didn't do nothing.
I'm kind of feeling that. I just want to know. I know y'all mess around.
Are you upset?
That deal is, yo, would you be upset? If you said no, that's it.
Yeah, that's cool. I've had people come up like casual, like college days, other days.
Yeah.
Dan, I know that you used to mess with such and such. You're not mad at me that I'm hollering at her. I'd be like, no, I'm fine.
Now, if you say no and then you get upset, that's
on you. That's on you.
Now, if I never told you and you my boy or you my cousin and I never told you, that's on me.
Right. But you can't say, no, it's cool. Do your thing. And then try to, we call that, player hate or whatever. I'm trying to use non-stoop terms.
Yeah. Or you're trying to use terms that won't get us,
get us kicked off the radio. Yeah, we already covered enough. We've already talked about you.
That's but literally that's another version of dirty macking.
Yeah.
That's dirty macking.
Yeah. That's one of the things. Yeah.
And that's the definite explanation of C blocking.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I was trying to use better terms.
Yeah, C blocking.
I'm trying never to be that type of person, man. But yeah, and if I ask you, Vlad, you don't mind if I holler and you say, man, I don't think that's a good idea, for whatever reason, I respect that. You look, say no more. She's left alone. But yeah, forgot where I was going with that. Let's get back on track. Let's hear from Vlad. Was working his, he worked so hard that he fell down last night. That's how hard Vlad worked.
That's my ass.
Getting post-game sound after the Panthers game, after the Panthers victory. We're going to hear from some of the players next. And I'm not even going to say celebratory mood they were in. The more like check mark on to the next mood that they were in. Next. Thank you. Next mood that they were in. That is next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM. Our very own Vlad is in
No doubt,
playoff mode. He's
Uh.
playing through injury.
Yeah.
Took a little tumble
Check it
last
out
night.
now.
Got a little bobo on his back and his legs. He was throwing out the trash,
Yeah. That's your girl.
inhaling,
Good girl.
looking at his phone, maybe putting together the sound, making sure that all the sound that he had gathered earlier in the night at the Panthers game was in the right place. And he just missed the wall when he went to lean. He fell into some gutters.
I went to lean back.
I mean, he leaned back like Fat Joe, but he didn't come back. He did not bounce back. So it's been a little we got a little bobo. We got a little bobo. And you know what? He did his job last night. He worked so hard that he hurt himself. But he went after the game. He went to the game for the Panthers. Didn't celebrate because he was in the press box. Afterwards, though, talked to the guys and got some sound. So right now, let's dive into Vlad's sack of sound. Well, what do you want to start with? Because you get all this stuff, and I love to play it because it gives us audio that no one else has. And
We got to go with
what?
what?
If a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound? Well, we know now that it does because you're there to get the sound. So
Let's start off with the goalie who had a tremendous
Who's the goalie?
series. Sergei Bobrovsky,
your friend.
my friend. If you watch the video, if you see a video of this interview,
Well,
I'm
I'd
always
like to
either by his left or to his right.
I'd like to thank our guy Manny too, who always sends pictures of you getting audio with Sergey. He puts it on Twitter and X and everything.
Yeah, I'm still not taking a picture, Manny.
I will.
Let's hear Sergey.
Feels good. It's a good win. We beat a good opponent, a really good opponent. It's a President's Trophy team, so they gave their best. They gave everything they had. So it's it's a good step.
When teams lose in the cup final, they always say we'll be back. Very few teams actually do get back the next year. What's different about the team? How did you guys get back here?
Yeah, it's like one moment at a time. We build our system, we cement our system, and work for each other and work hard for each other.
Sam Bennett mentioned that there was some amount of just being happy to be there last year, and then this year is more of a business-like singular focus. How have you seen the team focus in that way to get back here?
Yeah, definitely. It's again, the job is not done. We made just a step, so it's the good challenge in front of us, and we're excited for it.
Obviously, you're blowing kisses out there as you're heading off the edge. Just how much did you love this crowd tonight and all the Bobby chants and support you got all playoffs?
Yeah, it's definitely they were great. I sent kisses to my wife. But they were great. They were unbelievable. They gave us an energy all the time, and it's a fun building to play.
Happy to see Jurassic finally get rewarded with a good goal.
Yeah, definitely. He really works really hard. He made so many block shots. He works on the D zone a lot, and it's definitely, I'm happy for him.
We talk so much about how much the defense in front of you helps you be able to do what you do. Them doing it basically all playoffs. Just how crazy to see them being able to do that as each round gets tougher, as you guys keep going. The fact that not much has changed in front of you.
Yeah, they were unbelievable all season long for me and for us. It's just, again, it's a privilege to play for this team, for this group of guys, and I'm just thank God for everything I have, and enjoying it.
Sergei Bobrovsky, the word is focus. He seems very focused. He seems very humble. I like the way he said all about his teammates, all about getting back there, all about the job is not done. I did find that odd when he said you're blowing kisses. I was like, probably was blowing it to his wife.
Which was he was.
The reporter thought he was blowing it to the crowd. Like Sergei said,
you ain't catching me.
Yeah, you ain't gonna put that on there. My old lady hears that and is like, I thought you were blowing to me. No, so you're correct. He said, that was to my wife.
I love the fact I laughed because I think I don't know which reporter. I think it was a Channel 4 reporter, CBS 4 reporter, who asked them about focus, and it just made me laugh because I was like, does she know about the focus joke, or is she just saying it because she's asking a legit?
Twice.
Yeah,
she knew.
She had to know about the focus joke, right?
She knows. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You know who I give a shout out to? I forgot her name right now, but it's one of the Florida Panthers media relation people. I love her. She's a short woman, right? Like she's like 4'10", 4'11". So in that media scrum, she's trying to get around and trying to like make sure that these us media members don't ask these players more questions and go over the allotted time that that they're given. And you could hear her during the interview. Last question. But nobody listened to her because guess what? Unfortunately, nobody could find her. She was so short, so that I had to move her alongside Bob so that she could finally say final question. But the Panthers media relations people have been
kudos
tremendous.
to her. Last question means not reporters. This is your last question. It means athlete or person answering questions. Stop taking questions. Just walk off after this one.
They can't walk off. They're right in their locker room. They're right by their stall. So it's not like they gotta, you walk
Tell
off.
a reporter last question.
Yeah. Well,
and that's what I'm saying. And that's everywhere, anywhere. If someone wants to ask a question, they're going to ask. It's really on them. Be like, last question. All right, guys, thank you. And then the report, and then the athlete or the movie star or whatever just kind of turns away. Vlad, what else we got in your big sack of sound?
All right, my big sack of sound. They asked our captain, El Capitan, Alexander Barkov, why didn't you touch the Wales Cup? And this is what he said. Basically, they wanted to do something different from last year.
Perfect.
They touched it last year and it didn't work out well. So this year, they decided to not touch the Wales trophy.
They want to touch another trophy.
Matthew Tkachuk was asked about reaching the Stanley Cup Finals in back-to-back seasons. And this is what he said.
Man, a few words.
I guess that ain't gonna go through. Oh, motivation on reaching the Stanley Cup Final.
It was first time going that far, and it just felt amazing. Personally, obviously, it felt amazing, and you wanted to do everything you could to get back here. And we all know it's not one day thing. Nothing's gonna happen in one day. You gotta start the grind as soon as possible in the summer and training camp. We talk about a lot about training camp and whole season, all the ups and downs that's included. So we all knew that we had the same goal to get back here and get a little better. So that's what we did, and we're here again.
That was Barkov again. Now here's Sam Bennett. We got him during the locker room, and he played very well towards the end of the series, especially Game 4 and Game 6.
He got the goal last night.
He got the goal last night. He got the game-winning goal. So we talked to Sam Bennett right after the game.
So many times teams lose in the cup final and say we'll be back, and they never make it back, a rare feat. How did this team make it back?
I think it starts with training camp and the belief in this group that we weren't going to be satisfied with just making it to the cup finals. So we put in a lot of hard work to get back here, and it took a lot, but we're still, again, we're not satisfied yet. So we still have a job to do.
You've been behind a lot in the series. What did it mean to get an early lead like that and hold it for so long?
Yeah, it was big. They're a good team. They got a lot of offensive weapons, so they're going to score some goals. But tonight we did a great job of limiting that and just shutting it down. So that was a heck of an effort.
What can you say about the fight and composure that your team had in order to finish out the night the way you did?
Yeah, it's huge. The closeout game's always the hardest one. So it just shows how dedicated this group is to winning, and guys are selling out, blocking shots, back checking, doing whatever it took. So that's what you need.
What do you think about Bob's game the whole series? 2 or less goals to finish all?
Oh, it's remarkable. He's been an absolute stud all year, and especially in the biggest games, that seems to be when he's playing his best hockey, which is just incredible. So to have a goalie back there behind us just gives us that much confidence.
Sam Bennett right there, pretty much echoing what the captain, Sasha Barkov, said, which is basically not done.
Reporters ask the same questions to every different player. You know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
but.
It's kind of pathetic.
But at the same thing, they have the same message, which means basically Paul Maurice. They're taking on the personality of Paul Maurice. This is a long time coming. We worked all summer. We believe in ourselves. We're not finished yet. We like what we got. We're going to do what we have to do. Taking on that personality of Paul Maurice. Very even, very keel, very smooth, but still a little salt and pepper in there sometimes, a little sauce. Get it going. I like it. So now we just hold tight. Saturday, game 1. Watch the game tonight. See who wins between Edmonton and Dallas. Some people say, let's go Dallas. Let's make it a 7-game series. Let's wear these guys out. Some people are like me. I don't care. Come get your whooping, or we'll go to you get your whooping. It don't matter. The only reason you would want Edmonton to finish it out tonight would be that you want home ice advantage in the Stanley Cup final.
If that's why you would want them to finish.
That's what I'm saying. That's the reason why you. I mean, besides maybe you're an Edmonton fan, or maybe you want Connor McDavid, maybe on that. But I would say a majority of Panthers fans, the reason you'd be cheering for Edmonton most likely would be because you want home ice, maybe see a little bit of Connor McDavid, take on a Canadian team. If you want a Dallas team to win, you either want to see a good series, or you think for some reason that they're vulnerable, or you're our dude Trevor Harris, who has a girlfriend that lives in Dallas.
Hey, yo, let me ask you this.
I've never had this situation.
No. I was thinking if the Panthers win, right? Once the Panthers win, and they're going to celebrate Las Olas, are Miami people going to come? People from Dade County going to come to Broward to celebrate?
Well, some will. There's people in Miami-Dade that are refusing to go to Broward for any reason. There's people in Broward that refuse to go to Miami-Dade for any reason. So those people aren't. But I think there will be a lot of people from Miami-Dade that'll make that trip.
So
it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
It's safe to say there are more
year.
Heat fans in Broward County than there are more Panther fans in Dade County.
There's more Heat fans in Broward County than there are. Yes, that is correct. I would say that, yes.
Because I think if there was a Heat celebration, fans from Broward would come down to Miami.
From West Palm.
Yes.
From...
But are they going to do that for the Panthers?
I do think that, yeah. I mean, this is a championship parade. This is big time, man. This is something.
Yeah, but,
I'll go up to the parade.
Yeah, but at least you know why you're going to a parade. I don't want people going to a parade on some fraudulent reasons.
There's a fraudulent reason to go to a parade?
There's a parade? Who won? Oh, my God, the Panthers won? Oh, okay. I'll celebrate. No, know what this team has done.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's okay too. You celebrate your culture, your city, your area, whatever you want to call it. Like, that's something too to be proud of. That, you're
No, I know, man, you Panthers started in Miami, but the fact of the matter is that because one team has been, you could label them as been successful, like the Heat have, and they've brought championships, that you could tell that they probably. And the sport as well. The sport as well is probably a little bit more popular than hockey is.
Right.
So then, therefore, you'll find fans in Palm Beach, Broward, and Dade. I do believe there's Panthers fans in Dade County, but are they going to make the trip? Are they going to make the effort? I know people in Broward County that will make the trip and the effort to go to Kaseya Center. Are people in Kendall, people in South Beach, are they going to make the effort to go to Sunrise to go see the Panthers play?
I think some will. Absolutely. Winning a championship, they don't grow on trees. You got to cherish them. And it's your area. It's your city. It's your team. You got to go. You got to celebrate. I think you make the trip.
Okay.
It's one time. And it's a parade. It's a parade. You have some fun. It's Carnival.
It's not Carnival.
It's a parade.
It's a parade.
I'll make it Carnival. Up next, Something or Nothing here on 560 WQAM.
Download it today and make WQAM your favorite station.
That's Mr. Never a Doubt, Matthew Tkachuk. I got to admit, he's right. There's a different feeling about this year. I can feel it in my stomach. Also, said we added some really good pieces this year. One, Vladimir Tarasenko got the eventual game-winning goal last night. Team strong, team better. Matthew Tkachuk telling you kind of what everybody else is telling you. We're not done yet, though. We got 4 more wins on this season. Then we'll touch trophies and touch hearts, and go to the elbow room, do whatever else we do. But yeah, Matthew Tkachuk, never a doubt, his team is different.
Who's going to celebrate the Stanley Cup better? You and I or the Florida Panthers?
I don't know, man. Those guys are hockey players. They can throw it down.
Yeah, but we Creole.
Yeah.
We really throw it down.
We have no limits. That's the problem. There is no limit to our celebration and our capacity to live life.
Consume.
Yeah, to live life. It's almost scary. It's really, really almost scary on some days. Yeah, I don't know. We'll hang out. We'll see.
If you had the Stanley Cup for a day, what would you do? If you were a hockey player and you won the Stanley Cup, obviously, and it was your day. Stan Day's day with the Stanley Cup. What do you
guy
do?
Last year that
I know you did. We did. Well,
Cup.
I missed that day, but
he was saying one very well known.
Yeah, I know. I heard the story.
Okay, yeah. You got to stand outside he would definitely have to stand outside the room for a minute or two. He'd have to stand outside the room for a while.
You know, the Stanley Cup has probably done.
It's done it all.
Acts that they did not want to do.
I would definitely drink something out of it. I don't know.
Would you though?
What it would? I don't know what it would be.
Would you really want to drink something out of the cup, knowing that what type of things have happened in that cup?
Does not matter to me. I'm drinking something out of it. I didn't know what it's going to be.
You don't catch syphilis.
Yeah, penicillin works. I would definitely drink something out of that cup. I would use it as a
urine fuego,
a bucket, and throw drinks on people, and it'd be a free for all. To be honest, you get it for a day, so
now
yeah.
I won't lie to you. If I knew it was clean,
well, you can clean it,
but still, I would eat cereal out of it.
And the interesting thing about the Stanley Cup is it's not that one Stanley Cup that just gets passed around for 100,000 years. Once they fill it up with the names on it, they retire that Stanley Cup into the NHL Hall of Fame, the Hockey Hall of Fame, and then they start a new one. So it's not the exact same trophy for 100-something years.
Oh, come on, that'd be an old hag.
Right. I was always wondering, it's like, how do they fit the names on there? They're going to run out of room.
They said so. It's like every 40 years or something like
years.
that.
Yeah, they retire it.
They retire one.
So the Hockey Hall of Fame.
So if you're a team that won in the 1920s, you're not going to be in this current one.
No. They do run out of space, and they just get a new version of it. Same idea, but not. I honestly, I mean, being from South Louisiana, not knowing much about hockey as a younger person, I was like, how does that happen? Like, how are they always going to be able to fit names on there? And now I realize it's because they do that, because they retire them after they fill up with names, which is cool. That's something right there. Let's get into some of the other somethings and nothings that are happening in the world. Coco Gauff, we love her. She's from down here in South Florida. Huge Heat fan. I wonder if she's following the Panthers very closely. She says that it is unhealthy that the French Open has some of their players playing so late into the day. Now, some players are finishing up matches like Djokovic the other day at 3 a.m. France time, not wherever they're from time. They're starting at like 10, 11 o'clock. They're playing till 3, 4 in the morning. She says it's unhealthy because it really throws off your schedule. If you play till 3 or 4, you're not getting to bed till 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. And then you have the quick turnaround and you have to heal and prepare. Is that something or nothing?
That's crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, they're actually having events, live competition in the wee hours of the morning.
Right. When I saw some people are finishing at 3 a.m., I was like, is that Florida time?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. That's Florida time?
It was in France, people are starting like at 10, 11 o'clock at night, finishing at
That
3.
is crazy for one. Yeah, that's something because it's never been something that's ever been talked about before. I've never ever heard that these games or these matches are going to the wee hour of the morning,
Right.
unless there was a delay. Was there any rain delay?
No,
Was there
no, it's just they're just trying to get the matches in.
So then it's something that's going on with either the play, the time of play. Maybe people are taking forever. Maybe they need to shorten some of the stuff like
She's
baseball
calling
did.
for there being a time for them to cut it off and just restart it the next day. Like
I can
midnight,
say that.
1 o'clock.
I can see that, but to me it depends. This is why I asked Dan, because it's like there's no rain delay. If there was a rain delay that caused these matches to be postponed to later in the day, then I would figure that they know that, okay, we're not going to get all these matches played today, so we're going to move these matches for the next day. But if these matches were scheduled to play, there's no like weather disruption
It's
or
just delay in preparation time. Like
then it has to go on the French Open officials to make sure that,
Yeah.
that the play is better, because that's ridiculous.
I also want to defend Coco Gauff a little bit for the people that are like, oh, woe is me, an athlete that has to play. First of all, she wasn't sitting there crying a river. She was just saying, because she was straight up asked about it. It wasn't that she just came out and started saying, she was asked by a reporter, how do you feel about these?
No,
and then
she's
she even
not.
went on. She even went on. She goes, I've been lucky enough to play games at a more normal time. She goes, I fear for the other players. She
Well,
wasn't-
clearly she's in the locker room, so she's hearing the complaints from the other players are having. So
Right.
that's why
But-
that's what and that's the only reason why the reporter would ask that type of question, because
But
this
Coco Gauff did not come out crying me a
Right,
river. She
right.
was asked, she answered, and the way she answered wasn't, oh my god, it was like,
Nah,
oh,
they
yeah,
tried.
well,
You know what? It seemed like you said. It seemed like a question where the reporter must have heard that players are upset or have voiced their displeasure, and they tried to get her in a got you moment, and she wasn't gonna get got, so she answered it very, very professionally
very
and
well.
just move on.
Yeah,
But
and
it's
she
not.
even-
But here's the thing: it's nasty work by the PNB, by
But she even went on to
BNP.
say that she has not played any of those late games. She's a primetime player, but she's looking out for the other players, and she was asked about it, so she was honest, and I like the answer.
Nasty work by the Paris officials. It's on the French
Birmingham
side.
Southern University. They may not have a university anymore, but they still have a baseball team. They
Is that
won.
the team? Wait, I thought you said they lost.
They lost yesterday.
But they won?
Well, they lost Friday, but they won yesterday. 2-run walk-off home run, bottom of the ninth. They keep their season alive, even though their school is not alive at the Division III.
So they can win a championship.
With the school being totally shuttered and closed.
So what happens if they win a championship? Who gets the banner?
Nobody. You just who keeps the trophy? Does the team just walk off with the trophy?
You got to do the trophy like the Stanley Cup.
Yep. Everybody on the
Everybody gets
team.
it for a week,
No, I mean,
for the rest of their life.
Probably you get it for a year. I mean,
Well, I'm just saying, just be nice.
because you can't go put it in the athletic administration.
What is it?
building.
Baseball players? You said?
Yeah, baseball. You
So
can't,
it's like 25 guys. Yeah, you could hold it for 2 weeks.
yeah, you can't go put it in the athletic administration building.
Absolutely, every player holds it for 2 weeks.
That sounds like a deal.
That's what? How many weeks in a year? 56? Or if it's 52? 52 weeks in a
52.
year, right?
Yeah.
So if there's 25 players, 26 players,
2 weeks.
2 weeks, we
Yeah.
good.
Good. Well,
Yeah,
the
you-
coach, you gotta get the coach. Coach,
The coach can hold it for life.
Yeah, he could be the keeper.
He's the keeper and giver.
He ain't got a job no more, at least for right now.
He ain't got no kids to be watching. He might as well watch that kid.
Adele, she clapped back
At
at
who?
concert goer at her residency in Las
Vegas?
Vegas because the concert goer yelled out, "Pride sucks," because it's Pride Month, and she was making a mention of Pride. And she stopped the show and said, "Are you effing stupid? Don't be so ridiculous." Lucky you didn't get kicked out of the damn show. Something or nothing. If I was Adele, I don't know if I wouldn't have pulled my card and said, "Get him out."
But then that would be wrong. Even though what he said is
Yeah,
wrong.
freedom of speech, but it's my
It's freedom
concert.
of speech, because you wouldn't
My
like that if it happened to you.
It's my concert, though. I don't agree with that.
It don't matter. I mean, she had every right to kick the person out if the person was being disruptive.
But then again, she's being just as intolerant as someone that's not being tolerant.
There you
of
go.
Pride.
There
So
you
I
go.
guess Adele just cussing him out and berating him.
It's all right. That's
A
good.
little better.
Yeah, it's just good. He got his point across. She got her point across.
Yo, I'd hate to get dissed by Adele in public. Man. That crowd's against you big time.
But she wouldn't. I
I
got
think, didn't she date a black dude for a while?
I got
Like,
an
that
ace in
doesn't
a
have anything
hole.
to do
I
with
got an
Pride.
ace in a hole. All right. Yeah. That's why Rich Paul won't marry you.
That has nothing to do with Pride. I have no clue what's going on.
Nah,
there.
she's going out with LeBron James' agent, his boy.
Okay.
Rich Paul.
She had a kid with some mountain looking man one time. He had like a beard. He looked like a mountain man. She's an interesting
But I
person.
do love me some Adele though.
She's cool.
She could sing.
She can sing. She definitely can sing. Some of her music, though, oh man, some of it's really good. Some of it's really slow.
She could sing.
She can sing. A spoon in Japan is on sale that makes food taste more like salt because on the tip of it, it has a concentrate sodium ion molecules.
What?
Yeah. So it's for people trying to like not have so much.
It's not for
sodium.
me. It's
It has
nothing.
those
It's nothing.
molecules
It's
that give you
nothing.
the
It's not
taste.
for me.
Okay.
It's not for me.
And last but not least, people are very disrupted and very upset after they spotted a breast milk soap advertisement on Facebook Marketplace. Is that
Yeah,
something or
it's
nothing?
nothing. This is not for me. You desperately were grasping there. You asking me about breast milk soap and
Do you go on Marketplace?
No.
I bought a kayak on Marketplace.
Oh Jesus.
It was a shady. No, it actually wasn't a shady deal. It was an awkward deal. I mean, you don't know the person, just buying a kayak. I don't know. All right, more celebration for the Panthers, and Major League Baseball recently has been all about change. We're going to talk about that next hour here on 560 WQAM.
WPOW HD2 Miami, WAIS HD2 Boca Raton,
an Odyssey Sports Station.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
It's time for Sports Day. Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
Nobody touch the Prince of Wales trophy. Nobody touch it. Stay away. Keep your hands, your paws, your mitts off that Prince of Wales trophy. In a couple of weeks, you can touch it all you want. The next trophy you touch better be the Stanley Cup trophy. That's what the Panthers are looking at right now. Last night, act like you've been there before, because they have. Last year, they touched it. This year, not touching it. Will there be a different outcome? Vlad, I'm not going to say there's going to be a different outcome. All I'm telling you, I got this feeling in my stomach. And it's not those vegan empanadas I got at the bodega yesterday. I got this feeling in my stomach. That's all I ate, dude. I got caught up. I got one home and I started drinking, and there was 2 vegan empanadas. I ate them, and then I went to bed. So I literally, in the past 48 hours, I've had 2 vegan empanadas and beer. That fills you up.
Beer is good. I need to get it. I haven't drunk one in a week. I have to get one today.
You're hurting. So
I'm hurting. Yeah.
You need medicine. You might need more than just beer. You might need.
I need herbal medicine too.
You need to naturally heal. I don't want you taking these over the counter, or not over the counter. These prescription drugs. They're bad for you. I want you naturally.
Vicodin.
No, I don't want you doing that. I want you naturally healing. Mother Nature needs to heal you through booze and other natural ways.
And herbal essence.
And maybe a nice young lady can give you a massage.
I definitely need a lady.
So listen,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as they're, within the ages of 35 to 55.
Right? We're not. I think that went without saying, but okay.
No, you gotta be we're in a weird time now. In a weird time, you got to be very, very clear about what you're saying.
Okay. Well, what I'm saying is, I want you to herbally heal and naturally heal. And if you need a massage, hopefully a nice lady can give you.
I definitely need one.
Okay, good.
Oh,
You got a little fall last night. You've been working so hard. Your mind wasn't where it needed to be. You were outside blowing some smoke and looking at your phone and throwing away trash, and you missed a wall that you wanted to lean against.
Yeah, bro. Let me tell you this. The fascination love with the phone is ridiculous. Like, we got to start paying attention.
I do a good job of not playing on my phone, Vlad.
You know what? I can honestly say that, yeah, you don't play around with your phone. You're not a type of person who's gonna be wandering, looking at your phone and not paying attention on where you're heading or where you're going. Because I've seen that happen too many times, and I've been a culprit of that a couple occasions. Obviously, earlier this morning, but yeah, it's not that important.
No, it's not. It's not worth the risk that you run. So yeah. So hopefully you start feeling better. I know it's feeling better with the Panthers because they are going back to the Stanley Cup Championship Series back-to-back years. They have won the Prince of Wales trophy for the Eastern Conference. They are not touching that bad boy. I don't know who touched it. I get some intern to touch it. I don't care. Throw that trophy.
They touched it last year. And
throw that trophy in the trash, because you know what? It's going to pale in comparison. It's going to pale in comparison to the Stanley Cup. No one goes to a facility after winning the Stanley Cup. But where's the Prince of Wales trophy? I'd like to see that one. No. So throw it in the trash. You know what? Give it to somebody. Give it to Panther fan number 1. Who's Panther fan number 1? I'm trying to think. I know
Brooks Koepka.
He doesn't need the trophy. No,
he doesn't. He has enough trophies.
He's got enough crap. I'm trying to think of who I know is like Panthers fan number 1. Oh man. I mean, Doug Plagans is huge, bro. Doug Plagan sounds like what a great call he always has. Living and dying with the team. Randy Red Deer Moeller, he was on the team, never won one. Moeller would find some good use with the Prince of Wales trophy. I mean, I know Moeller. I'll tell you, Moeller is so great on the air. What's better than him on the air? Moeller off the air. Man, he should just do he should come on the show one day and during the commercials just talk. So because I can't talk on the radio about some of the stuff. Great stories. We love Randy Moeller.
I love Moles.
Red Deer. We love Vladimir Tarasenko too.
Oh, He has a great first name.
He got the eventual game winner last night as the Panthers defeated the Rangers 2-1. They advanced second year in a row to those Stanley Cup finals. They get Edmonton Oilers or Dallas Stars. Edmonton can end that series tonight at 8 o'clock. They're up 3-2 in the series. Vlad, I want to ask you, since you were in the press box, you are our Jordans on the ground. Were there some media people when the Panthers got big goals? Yes. Yes.
Let's peel the curtain back a little bit.
I mean, Panther. Yeah, go ahead.
Everybody that covers the Florida Panthers are all Florida Panther fans and do not want to travel or go anywhere. I don't blame them because it's coming out of their own pocket when they have to go on the road.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, because I'm all about traveling when someone else is paying.
Bam. You already know if it's free for me. But
yeah,
it comes out of their pocket. I don't know if they're expense later on or if you just got to eat that. So the fact that they didn't have to go visit New York for a third time, they were thrilled. They get a week off, and if Edmonton takes care of business, not only do they get a week off, but they get a week off and they stay at home.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't got to see Edmonton or Dallas. Well, they would have to see Dallas this Saturday, but if Edmonton wins, they would have to see Edmonton for at least a good 10 to 13 days. Because now I feel bad for them now because now they got to expense. So that means now you got to call. You got to make sure your passport's straight.
Oh, yeah, you got to get a passport.
You got to go. Yeah, you got to go through all of that. You got to go through customs. Now you're going to another, not only another country, but another time zone and everything like that. Yeah, it's a whole mess. It's a whole mess. But yes, they were very happy and thrilled that they didn't have to travel for a Game 7.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, and you've been to New York enough. And you go to New York all the time for the Jets and all that other stuff. So, and the Knicks and all that stuff. So, yeah, you don't need to go to New York another time. No need. Pizza's not that good.
No, it's just phenomenal. It's that good.
Pizza's that good.
It's that good.
Street meat.
Yeah. That's what Charles Barkley calls the hot dogs, the glizzies out there.
Oh, yeah. And, yeah, hot dogs are cool, man.
No, I don't get to go to Edmonton. And come on, man. Come on, guys.
Come on.
You know who we work for, right? Come on.
I can get a discount downstairs at the food
If I can't even get a ticket to go to the game, you think you're gonna fly us to the game?
Come
on, man.
Speaking of Messi, or Messi,
flying.
Messi, Suarez, Alba all get a goal for Inter Miami last night. Not enough. It finishes in a 3-3 draw against St. Louis City. And let me tell you, felt okay with that draw because St. Louis City kind of outplayed Inter Miami. But then in the end, Inter Miami had a couple of chances to not only equalize, they equalized late, but also to go ahead and win. I like those 3 points because we know the team's going to look drastically different starting Saturday at 7:30 in Philadelphia because of international duty. So if you are a Messi fan, you're kind of torn right now.
No, you're not, because if you're a Messi fan, you know he's playing for his country.
No, but you're kind of torn because you want Inter Miami to do good, but you also want Argentina to do good. So you're hoping that Argentina does well in the Copa America here in the United States.
There's many Argentinians down here at Cousin.
Yeah, I'm going to.
They want the home country to do better than Inter Miami.
Of course.
That's it.
I told you my hierarchy of cheering on teams. U.S. men's and women's national team, then Inter Miami. So, yeah, I don't blame anybody for that. You should always have your national team top of your heart. That should always be the way it is.
It's pride, then club. It's country, then club.
Country, then club. That's what they say for country and club. So, country is always first. But you hope that the Inter Miami guys, the organization, can hold tight to their lead in MLS. I guess they built up enough to where as long as they can just get in the playoffs, you got Messi, Suarez, Alba, Busquets, Campana, Drake Callender had a little off game last night, but still very good. Kromansky, the whole team, they can get into playoffs. They're still the best team in MLS. So although Cincinnati's been really good, they're nipping at our heels, but we're all right. We'll be good. And then we got World Leagues Cup coming up also for Inter Miami, but not to put the carriage in front of the horse. But yeah, Messi is going to be away for a while, it seems like. Don't get hurt when you're doing international duty either. I'm guessing this is my thinking behind the Copa America, why it was played here in the United States. Number one, it gives United States kind of a dress rehearsal for the World Cup coming up. And it also gives those teams that are in South America a little more familiarity with the venues that they might be playing in during the World Cup. So I think that's kind of why you're going to get the Copa America here in the U.S. instead of in South America, because Copa America is for mostly South American teams. But with that being said, if you're a host country, you get a bid into the tournament. That means the U.S. national team is into the Copa America. Whew, I want them to make some noise so bad. I mean, I always want to make noise. That's my team all time. Number one, even more than Inter Miami, even though I love Inter Miami. Pro Football Focus, we talked about, they ranked Tua Tagovailoa 14th best quarterback in the NFL.
All right. Can you name the 13 that's ahead of him?
I'm not reading these lists. We've read through a million
No, I
times.
just like, because, I mean, I know that they
We
said he's
right
between.
behind Brock Purdy and right above Kirk Cousins. Number one, Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, well, I mean, that goes without saying.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
But I'm just saying, if I don't think Tua is below Dak.
Most publications do have him below Dak.
They all fall in that same, like Tua, Goff, Kirk, Dak. Even they all fall in the same category.
The worst place to be. It'll net you about $45 million a year, Vlad. It's not the worst.
That's not bad.
Not the worst tier in the world to be in.
Not bad at all.
The Marlins, they were getting blanked last I checked. They're still getting blanked 4-0. The Rangers just scored a run in the 7th inning, top of the 7th. Brian De La Cruz has gotten a hit. Jake Berger has gotten a hit. Otto Lopez, Nick Fortes. Did you see the other day where Jacob Stallings stole home on the Marlins?
Terrible.
No, it wasn't Jacob Stallings. I'm so sorry. Not Jacob Stallings. Yelich.
Yes, Christian Yelich stole on his former team.
Stole home on his former team. And it was I hate to say it. It was Jackie Robinson-esque. Like, I bring that up because I said Nick Fortes. It was like a strike. Nick Fortes just lollygaggingly throws it back to the pitcher, and Yelich just takes off. And the pitcher, crap, throws it back, and Yelich steals. That's when you know you're having a tough season, bro.
Sad, boss.
You open the season getting swept by the Pirates. You get swept again. You lose your first 7 games, and then you get Yelich stealing home on you. Oh, we're better, though. We're better now. Coco Gauff, Iga Swiatek, more Iga's bagels today, Vlad. She didn't drop a game.
She good.
She gets mad about that, too. You know, you're not supposed to ever, like, the media, when you ask her about Iga's bagels, she gets mad about it. She thinks it's disrespectful to her opponents.
Well, it's disrespectful. What are you doing to your opponents?
It's just like you ask anytime she hears Eagles bagels, she's like, ah.
Then you know what? Then guess what?
Lose. Coco Gauff also won in straight sets, but she did drop a game here and there at the French Open. Play continues for another week. Congratulations to Vlad and Real. I don't know, Vlad. Real Madrid. Yes. They're the kings of Europe.
Defeating
Kinsey. 15. That's
yes.
15th UEFA champions.
Yes.
Borussia Dortmund 2-0.
Was there any doubt?
No, there was not much doubt. U.S. women's national team, they defeated South Korea 4-0. International friendly.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
What's a given next season in 2025?
A given? What do you mean?
If I ask you, Cousin, here's $1,000. I need you to lay a wager.
On anything?
On one of these two things.
Oh, okay, I'll take that.
Max Verstappen winning another F1 title.
He's been down. He's only up by 30 points now.
Or Real Madrid winning their 16th Champions League.
Oh, I gotta go Max Verstappen.
Wow, really?
There's too much that can happen in soccer, man.
And there's not too much that can happen in F1 racing?
Man, he has been slipping lately. That's what I'm worried about.
I'm just saying, it's just a wager.
He lost to Charles Leclerc at Monaco Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc winning the hometown race. So that was a feel-good story the other day, unless you had money on Max Verstappen, which we usually do. So, nah, man, I'm not a Real Madrid guy. I told you, Barcelona, ride or die. Mostly ride, but yeah. Antoine Griezmann plays for Atletico Madrid too, so more reasons. But no, I mean, congratulations, great season. But soccer, so much can happen, man. It's just crazy sometimes. And you still have the Man Cities of the world lingering, and you have, well, we don't know what's going to be happening with PSG. But then again, Real Madrid most likely will have Mbappe on the team next year. So hard wagers. Put them in now, Vlad. Put them in now. Speaking of putting them in, let's go ahead and put them into the day spa. A man's considering burning down his house because he has a slug problem in his extra bedroom.
Nasty work.
I get people all the time, like they hate spiders and they have an infestation of spiders. They're like, I'm seriously thinking about burning my house down. It's like, okay. I don't know. Up next, baseball. Remember for years and years and years, Vlad, baseball just refused to change. They kind of cannibalized themselves doing it. Now baseball all of a sudden seems to be like, change is good. And we like it. And I like it. We're going to talk about that next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
free Odyssey app to listen to all of our shows live or on demand. Plus, there's the cool Rewind feature where you can listen to any part of any show you might have missed anytime. Get it now and make WQAM your favorite station.
Good time. Can't wait. Less than a week, Saturday, game 1, Stanley Cup Finals. Florida Panthers, definite. The Edmonton Oilers are Dallas Stars. They play tonight, game 6, with Edmonton up 3-2. That is at 8 o'clock. But I want to talk about this, Vlad. For so many years, Major League Baseball, steeped in tradition. Sometimes they couldn't get out of their own way. No pitch clock. Pitchers can face one batter. You know, what else? The bases need to stay the same size. They eventually did change a lot of that stuff. And the game's gotten quicker. It's more streamlined. And whether you're a purist or not, I think you agree, it's okay. It's pretty good. So baseball said, wait a second. We changed some things and the world didn't fall apart. Maybe we should change some other things. And this week they did something that I thought was long coming and they should have done. During the week, they decided to incorporate the Negro League statistics into Major League Baseball statistics, which is kind of jumbled and shaking things up. And I think this is a great story. And I think this is hilarious. And if you're a baseball purist or a baseball fanatic, you hopefully find this as silly and funny and as interesting as I do. With the Negro Leagues now being statistically put together with Major League Baseball records, Ty Cobb's all-time lifetime highest batting average has been replaced at number 1 with Josh Gibson's all-time lifetime batting average, meaning that Josh Gibson is now Major League Baseball's baseball lifetime average hitting champion above Ty Cobb. And I said there would be no one happier, no one more proud, and no one more accepting of that change than the Georgia Peach himself. And if you're a baseball fan, you get it. Because Ty Cobb is known as a huge racist and mean individual.
Oh, no, this is what I love about this.
That's what I think is hilarious about it. I think it's hilarious.
There's probably like 3 still staunch Ty Cobb guys.
There's no way.
There's at least 3. There's at least 3.
Caping up for a guy that played in the team.
Oh, caping, absolutely.
But it's just hilarious. Ty Cobb was known for being not the nicest guy, and also
a lot of
very
the
racist.
A lot of the older legendary baseball players, they grew up and lived in a time where, you know, their thinking was very one-dimensional.
Yep.
And very short-sighted. So it's very interesting. It's something that needed to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Satchel Paige
it's just something that a lot of athletes and competition have always said, like, it's not fair
it just
when
sucks.
racism and segregation was part of sports, because you never really knew if you were really that good if you didn't go against all the best competition that was available.
And that's
remember
what
Larry
sucks.
Bird. Remember Larry Bird
Right.
I think you said this yesterday. Larry Bird used to be insulted when he was covered by a white player because he did not feel a white player was of his skill set and his level, so he wanted to go against brothers because he felt that's where he would know where he was in his career, or where he was at his stage of his career. So there was a time, obviously, in the Major League Baseball, where blacks were not allowed to play until Jackie Robinson and who's the American League guy that never gets
play
the
for the
love?
Cleveland.
Yeah, play for the Cleveland
baseball
Indians
team. Yeah.
Man, you know what? I'm gonna look up for that name after I finish my point.
But
But
look, I know that
I'm gonna say Josh Gibson. It wasn't Josh Gibson.
It wasn't
no,
Josh Gibson. That was a long time ago.
jeez.
I want to say Leo DeRocher, but that's
No.
not the name.
Come on, there ain't no way he was Leo DeRocher. But it wasn't until Jackie started playing that they were able to see how good they were when they went against the best of the best.
Larry
And
Doby.
Larry Doby. So therefore, they never knew how good they were until they went against the best.
That's what I'm saying. We missed out on a whole era because of
We missed out on some
segregation.
great matchups.
You never can tell how good both white and black players, because it would have been a mix of it, because we do still have a mix in Major League Baseball of a lot of different races and ethnicities. But it would have been great to see some of the greats on both leagues, the best of the best from both leagues going against each other.
I would have loved to see Satchel Paige versus
I would love to
Babe Ruth.
I would have loved to just seen Satchel Paige pitch.
Just period. Just Satchel Paige.
Satchel Paige was something, man. You just watch the old videos.
I
and
just
you're
hear
like,
stories
"Whoa."
of it. Let me tell you this. There is no greater compliment than your cronies, your adversaries, the people that you played with, talking in reverence about you. And these are some of the greatest athletes or players of that respective sports talking great about somebody else.
I think Satchel Paige pitched till he was 60 years old or something like that.
Like they talk about him as if he was, the GOD. Like that was
great.
He was great.
I mean, Josh Gibson, he batted 372 lifetime. I think one year he hit 75 home runs. Unbelievable. And this is the thing. Major League Baseball finally did the right thing. They finally got over themselves. They got over their tradition.
Gotta give Manfred credit, bro.
And they realized, look, and I think making those other changes, they realized the world doesn't end because you try to adapt and do the right thing. And I mean, change the pitch clock. It's not a right or wrong thing, but I'm saying,
No, I'm
that
old
you
school,
don't
and
adapt.
remember I told you I didn't like it. I remember the minute I said I didn't like it, and then after one game, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to bite my word. I'm gonna have to eat my words. It's actually good. It's like you can actually go to a baseball. We went to that baseball game at noon, and we got back to the
Here, like
station
2:30,
3:30, 4 p.m. And then you still had the rest of your day. You still were able to sober up or relax, get a nap in, and be able to watch whatever. You still had time to do whatever you wanted later on that evening.
And baseball did the right thing. And if you're one of those purists that thinks that that's not fair and that you've taken records away from people and this and that and all that,
if not, how can it be taking
ahead.
records from people when those records are not official because you weren't playing against everyone?
And I know the arguments, they weren't in the league. That's why but you know what? No. And you know what? I think everyone, it's not going to change their life at one bit that Josh Gibson is now the all-time lifetime leader in batting average over Ty Cobb. It's not going to affect your life. It's not going to affect anything other than it's just now stated and it's out there and it's open and it's acceptable. And it's seen.
I tell you this, boy, Tommy Lee Jones made you hate Ty Cobb, boy.
No, I knew about Ty Cobb way before.
No, I know, but
Ken
the way he
Burns-
played,
Ken Burns made me
he
hate Ty Cobb.
portrayed that role so well that it was like, ugh.
Ken Burns did a good job of helping me hate and love certain players throughout Major League Baseball history. That and the video games where you play with the legends and stuff like that. All-time favorite baseball player. It's got to be, for me, it's got to be Roberto Clemente. That's what my all-time favorite baseball player.
You mentioned that a lot.
Yeah, he's my all-time favorite. Maybe now Josh Gibson because he's really good.
Okay.
Satchel Paige.
My current favorite baseball player right now.
I mean, we all know my favorite, Brian De La Cruz.
I mean, obviously he's, Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. But right now, my favorite baseball player is Marcus Stroman for the Yankees. I love seeing a brother on the mound. It reminds me like when I was a kid in the 80s.
Not good.
Yeah, let me tell you this. That RBI that they try to do,
yeah,
that was really something now that I look at it, I understand why they had that initiative. Because you don't really see that many African Americans
Tim Anderson was
playing
part of the RBI
baseball.
program.
Yeah, you don't see them like before. It was easy when I was growing up in the 80s. You knew Kirby, Ozzie, Dave Winfield, Doc, Darryl Strawberry. Congratulations to him having his number retired. Willie played towards the end of his career in the 80s with the Bucks.
Dave Parker,
the Cobra, Bucks and the Reds. George Foster, Dennis Oil Can Boyd. It was easy. Eric Davis,
Eric Davis was a
it was
Gary
like
Sheffield.
but now I don't know if they're playing basketball, they're playing football, they're playing the I know those are the two big sports, but just not like you don't really see that.
To legendary LSU and Miami baseball coach Skip Bertman one time. He's like, it's not that I'm not trying to have African Americans on the team. It's just the culture is changing now to where they don't play it as much in certain
St.
urban
Louis
areas.
Cardinals had Vince Coleman, Willie McGee,
Ozzie Smith,
Lee
Smith,
Lee Smith was with the Cubs and with the Cubs. Sean Dunston with the Cubs. Andre Dawson won an MVP in '87 playing for the Cubs, even though they were a last place team. Like you give me a team, I could tell you brothers that were on the team.
Barry Larkin,
Cincinnati with Dave Parker and Eric Davis.
Nobody made a routine fly ball more exciting than Dave Parker.
That's a big guy. That's a big guy covering outfield, bro.
He started wiggling and wobbling and tapping his leg. And
Boston had Jim Rice.
I'll tell you my all-time. Okay, besides Roberto Clemente, my all-time favorite baseball player, Albert Bell, LSU.
Joey Bell.
Yeah, Joey Bell. Kenny Lofton was on that team also.
Okay, last one I'm saying, they were identifiable players. Like you name the team, and I can tell you that. It's not like that anymore.
Right.
You know, I can tell you the Hispanic players because of the
Afro-Latino players.
Of the Afro-Latino players because of the minor league, how they were signed. You know, some of them have some great stories of how they were signed, but you understand that. But it's not like that with the brothers right now.
Get that RBI program back.
You got to get it back, man.
It makes it
gotta
fun.
get
It makes it interesting. It makes it cool. Kevin Mitchell, for better or for worse.
Kevin Mitchell, that's another great.
Once again, better or for worse. Great player though.
Yeah,
Terry Pendleton.
I mean Griffey Jr.
Griffey Jr.
Ken Griffey Jr. But that's like Barry Bonds, Ken Griffey. We know who they are. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying the other players.
Other guys,
every team had a star or a known player.
Right. And my friend
from the African American culture.
Up saying, what about Hank Aaron, Willie Mays? Yeah, well, we're talking about the lesser known.
We're talking about
guys.
When the 80s, and because as you can see right now, once the mid 90s happened till now, baseball, there's not that many identifiable African American players. That's why I said Marcus Stroman. A lot of brothers that I know, they look forward to when he pitches because he has the swag. He's representing us. So he's relatable to us.
Mookie Betts, though,
Mookie's relatable, but also Mookie's
Mookie
on the West Coast, so we don't get to see him as much as before. But there are great African American players. It's just not as many as there was before.
Right? Yeah, it's a different world. It's a different culture,
and they've also gone to different sports.
Right. That's what I'm saying too. It's a different world. It's a different culture. I think less kids play baseball now than they did 20, 30 years ago when they're growing up. They're more towards the football, more towards the basketball. Maybe now soccer's even coming up in America. So I don't think it's specific.
Even this.
I think it's all cultures across the United
States. The team here. 97, Charles Johnson.
You got Jazz Chisholm. He's Bohemian.
No, but in 97, you had Charles Johnson.
Yeah, great catcher.
Okay. You had Bobby Bowe. Oh, Bobby Bowe is Hispanic, but he's Afro-Latino. But you know what I mean?
Yeah. Juan Pierre.
That's 03. 03, you had Derek Lee, Juan Pierre, Dontrell Willis.
Yeah. Can't forget about Dontrell Willis. Yeah, I think it's great for the game. The more diversity, it brings so much more cool stuff to the game. I love it, and I love that maybe Major League Baseball has finally realized, at least making the right to put the Negro League stats in there.
I'm happy for that. That's good, man. Congratulations.
And maybe it opens things up too. You never know. You might think, that maybe it does.
Man, Fred, you know what? I might be the one of the few, but I got to give you credit. You've done bad things, but the things that you've done very well, you've done them very well, and this is one of them. And the expansion of the playoffs, the pitch clock, you've done some good things in baseball, as commissioner of baseball.
Somewhere Buck O'Neil is smiling down on us right now. Very happy. Gotta love Buck O'Neil.
Gotta love Buck O'Neil.
Gotta love finishing it out and enjoying the rest of the weekend, Vlad. We're gonna come back with one last segment right here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
Do it. Listen to us live or on demand and use the rewind feature to go back and listen to any part of any shows you might have missed.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
What a Sunday we are having. The Panthers put us in a good mood last night as they advanced to the Stanley Cup Finals for the second year in a row. The Marlins, not so much doing our job, making us happy. They're down 4-0. They haven't scored last game and most of this game. They're going into the ninth inning, so they could be blanked 2 games in a row by the World Series champion Texas Rangers, who are actually 28-30 on the season right now. So Marlins,
World Series hangover.
Yeah, a little bit of that. AJ Puck did pitch today. Let's give him his flowers.
What did he do?
1 inning, 1 base on balls. That's it.
All right. Got to take every small victory we can.
He hasn't shut us up, but at least we have to at least now acknowledge that he's pitching well as a middle reliever, not as a starter. Congratulations, AJ Puck. Good job. He hadn't given up a run in a couple of games as a middle reliever and facing like 3-4 batters, 5 batters. Nonetheless, we're still high on the Panthers. Like I said, man, I think we're going to be high on the Panthers for a little while. And I'm not just talking about until the game starts on Saturday. We might be high on the Panthers for a little bit. Got that feeling in my stomach. Got that feeling. Vlad's got that feeling all over his body right now.
I'm hurting.
He took a little tumble. He was walking through the hallways just now. And
yo,
that was a sad scene.
I know how bad I was when you laughing at me walking. It's like, geez.
I was uncomfortably laughing at you. Like,
I walk like an old man.
Yeah, you walk like an old injured man that is days away from actually just buying a walker. That's my explanation to it.
Okay.
Not one of those walkers that has seats though, that you halfway walk and you sit, just like a straight up tennis balls on the bottom of the walkers, those silver ones just. So Vlad, I want you to get some herbal essence in your life. I want you to naturally heal. If you can get a massage, do what you have to do. I just don't like to see you in this state. Falling nowadays, once you get over the age of like 25 and you take a tumble on a
floor, oh man, it's over, baby. It's over.
It is a long.
You know what it is?
Process.
You're not as quick to you fall. It's like whatever. You're contemplating, how do I break the fall without injuring myself that bad? And it's all bad. It's just all bad.
Just even getting up is a chore. It's just a total mess.
It's all bad, man. It's all
your
bad.
body, and even parts of your body that didn't hit the ground, they're still hurting. Like
my wrist right now, the back of my hammies. It's all nasty, bro.
So go home, please rest up. I'm gonna go hit Jensen's liquor store right
now.
Nice. Supposed to go to the beach, but the rain has ended that. So I'm gonna hit Jensen's. I'm gonna grab a few drinks. I'm gonna still go to this Peruvian restaurant and eat and try to keep an eye on. I wonder. Let me Google. How do you say? Can you put the TV on the Edmonton Oilers and?
You do that with Translate while I read some text.
No. I was just saying. I'm gonna keep an eye. I'm gonna try to get the 1-2 punch before dinner. I'm gonna try to go to my neighborhood dive bar.
So
Bob's Your Uncle. Go to Bob's Your Uncle. Then you go eat at the Peruvian restaurant. Then go to the other dive bar on the rocks. Boom.
Okay, let me read a couple of texts from some of the topics we talked about on our great show this Sunday afternoon. 786 says it was an hockey check, an ice hockey check, nothing to do with basketball. That was concerning the Caitlin Clark incident.
Yes, where she.
You think this is how white golfers felt about Tiger Woods? Someone from the 954 texted. I'm not saying she's as good as Tiger Woods was in golf, but she seems to be having the same sort of effect on the sport of women's basketball
And Vlad,
that Tiger Woods had on golf.
We discussed that. I think it's more of just how women are wired. They're a little more
They're catty.
territorially. They're territorial.
They're catty.
And Caitlin Clark is coming into a lot of women's territory, and they don't like that.
They're catty.
I'm a little territorial, but I'm not that bad. Yesterday, they had some choir here, and I didn't really mind it.
Oh,
I didn't like them walking around and touching my stuff and drinking our coffee, but at the same time,
dude. So you know what's having car issues, right?
Yeah, I tried to sell my parking spot so bad, Vlad.
Bam.
It didn't work.
How about?
Was that your car out there?
The green sticker?
No, that wasn't your car out there.
No. How about? So I grabbed some tape to fix whatever I had to do with the car.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh man, I gotta go back inside. So when I go back inside, there's only the side door that's available. I didn't know there was a mass going on inside.
It's choir.
I didn't know that. They was singing their hymns and all that stuff. And here I am, like talking on the phone, saying some nasty, godforsaken things. And then all I hear is, I'm like, whoa.
It was funny. They would rehearse and then they'd go eat. And when they would be eating, they'd be like finishing a Bible song. And then it would go into Texas Hold'em by Beyonce. I'd be like, oh, what's going on here?
Yeesh.
Know the crowd, man. Know the crowd.
Know the room. Know the room.
But yeah, so I think there's a little cattiness going on in the WNBA right now. And when you say cattiness, a little territorial, and that's that's nature. And you got to earn your stripes before you have them. And so they're going to be a little rough and tough, and it's the way it is. And
305 texted, I bet Joe Rose knows how to fall as an old man. Oh, you know what? That might be true. Well, we'll get to know. You can ask Joe tomorrow morning. He's back. He's back.
He's back and he's ringing the bell.
Yes, sir.
Glad to have him back. I know a lot of people have been asking me as I've been out and about during.
I
the
know,
week.
right? Like the man can't take some time off just to relax and recover.
A lot of people were worried that he was having health issues, and Joe is not. At least to my knowledge, he's not having health issues. He's great.
No, he's good, bro.
He's dealing with life, and then we're all dealing with life, and we'll see me dealing with life at dive bars and Peruvian restaurants and all other good things. I see LSU has advanced to the final of their regional in North Carolina, NC State. James Madison's got it going on. Football, baseball, they're doing some things. I don't know what's in the water over there, but I know I'm about to go drink some water at Jensen's Liquor Store. Vlad, heal up, man.
Thanks, sir.
It's been a great show. It's been a great time. Vamos, Gatos.
We will talk to you next Saturday, previewing Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final.
Hell yeah. This has been Sports Day on 560 WQAM.
Later, fools.
Next WQAM on the Kendall Toyota